Go. Just do it. Just do it.
Shall I go ahead?
Just do it. Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay.
And
Here we go.
You'll all hear the reaction because I then need to.
Oh wow.
That was cool.
Well, I feel outdone now. I mean, I would be.
So
outdone
it seems
anyway,
as though we have Rorschach breathe in like really, really fast. It like cools it down. There you go. Look
that's
at
really weird.
that.
That's really weird.
That is so weird.
It's
Oh, no,
beautiful.
I feel about that one.
Okay, next up is Greg.
Yeah. Okay.
Just do it, bud. Just do it.
Oh my god.
It's beautiful.
What?
It's beautiful.
How are you seeing?
I love it.
Are you seeing?
Oh my
Welcome my
god.
swap.
I love it.
That's very,
Where are
very
the
good.
eyes?
Evil.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, have fun
It's
with
not-
that, I guess.
I can't see very well.
Sorry,
I'm
can
not
we just
keeping an
can we
eye
just
all the time.
appreciate your cat Ellie next to you?
Where? Oh, hey, oh.
Hello.
She's like, what the fuck?
Oh,
She's
she's
not at
kind
all
of
sure.
slightly terrified.
Now I feel really underdressed.
Okay, well, Putty, you are next. So
Don't feel that underdressed.
oh, beautiful.
It's
Aw,
you.
It's
Oh,
blonde
yes.
Hermione.
Hufflepuff. No, it's Hufflepuff. That's not
I am
Hufflepuff.
not Hermione.
Oh shit.
You look
That's
like you look
cool.
like a Hufflepuff that's doing the Quidditch
Hufflepuff.
announcements with the
Oh yeah, with the
That's it,
microphone.
Yeah! We've upgraded!
I think yeah. It's
Oh my
beautiful.
god, I want the remake of Harry Potter,
Hi,
but where
Harry.
they've upgraded the microphone so that it's just like a wand attached to her ear, like
Oh,
like Britney
yes.
Spears style,
Yeah.
but like with a wand.
Next up, I believe, is me. If everyone's ready for that.
Yes.
Nobody's ready for that.
Hello.
Oh my god.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my god.
Ah! Wait a
We have
ah!
a
Ah,
It's
hello!
you.
Down
No.
ball.
I want to!
Yay, wands.
I am not Gandalf, I'm Edgar Furdenforth the Fifth. Ah! Or Fumbledore, as Herring said. Oh, this is fucking annoying to wear. Hello!
Brilliant.
I was right.
You were right. And then
the most,
finally,
the most low effort of the costumes.
Finally,
Yay.
it's Simon,
Just,
let's go.
Pulled out of my ass this morning.
oh, I love it. It's beautiful and I love
Awesome!
I can't see shit, but I guess
I
it's maybe
love
worth it.
it!
it. It's
I love it.
beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
Got this in Venice, age like 7. So
That's
it's
cool.
Beautiful.
Oh,
semi-authentic.
look at us all. This is beautiful.
Also, this thing means that like I was trying to drink earlier, and
oh, I've got a straw.
I
Because my mouth's under here somewhere.
Oh, God.
I can see there's something in chat, but I can't actually read it. So
It's herring.
Hello and welcome to Dice Breakers, a D&D podcast and a stream with mostly accurate rules and inconsistent character voices and strange costumes that are making me struggle to talk right now. I'm Alex, your host and DM, and with me are Greg, Putty, Mark, and Simon, my wonderful players. I didn't have to say it late. And how is everybody doing today? If you want to see these
Inconsistent
ridiculous
character voices.
costumes, if you want to see these ridiculous costumes, which honestly are definitely worth a view, the YouTube video will be up on Monday, and 100% like it's
You're
ridiculous.
fucking better for the pain.
I mean,
and suffering that
the
we've
amount
gone
of
through.
effort Simon put in is
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
beautifully
Truly.
just it's incredible.
Pain and suffering, yeah.
I'm
Um,
gonna have a horrible migraine by the end of today's session.
I already
Why,
do.
but we
So,
give you migraines.
Yeah.
in the last episode, last time, the party set off to the city of Loru and found some rather interesting figures. Right off the bat, a gruff and worn adventurer going by the name of Arlington Bensdale said that he and his crew were also going to see Lord Ferrothorn and they should travel together. I don't have my glasses on, I can't read very well. But before this journey, the party first went over to LCDU, the town's Druidic University, and found some rather interesting information. First and foremost, they spoke to the Druidic lead, Kelvin Doohan, and found some information about Lord Ferrothorn. For example, his name is actually Lord, and he created the university before leaving to make his own specialty magic school, and he is okay, but might not be all that they think he is. Secondly, they discovered a little about Flint's genetics. He was informed that his DNA is human in part, but oddly mixed with fire elemental genetics, something that was seemingly impossible, but obviously somehow has happened. With this information, he was told that he can come up with his own name for whatever race he is, and he chose, as he is the only one, he settled on Pyrion. Finally, they discovered something unexpected about Oggy, Elsie's half-brother, who left 5 years ago to go on an adventure. It seems he came here and learned, then taught Druidic magic before moving on into the wind. This was news to Elsie, as he had never mentioned this. But, after a long day they rested, ready for the relatively long walk to Farrelthul's tower. Arlington's crew seemed nice enough, but something curious happened at dinner. When handing out the plates, Elsie was almost burned on touch when holding the metal, like it was acid or something. That night, everyone was surprised by an attack from the very crew they were traveling with. It seemed, after all, they were monster hunters and disagreed with Elsie being a werewolf or sought to destroy her. They were unsuccessful. I appreciate that was one of the longest in the last episodes I'd done, but a lot happened last time. So,
It was an exciting time.
It was.
So, you are currently, I would say, you've done your night's rest. You are waking up the early hours of the morning, ready to travel further along the road to see Lord Farrelthul. It's really up to you how quickly you wake and arise, or if you want to do some RP settle type stuff. Velka is very quiet in the morning. Just to introduce that, she is not talkative. She's not gonna, start any conversations or really participate. And she's strangely grown a long silver beard.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Oh, what's a nice cup of tea?
It's gonna glare up at Flint. Not today.
Well, I would have one. What happened to our prisoner?
She's dead.
Is she?
Yeah, Velka.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right,
Velka
I remember
killed
now.
her.
I remember now, yes.
I like to think that was Flint, not Dad. Just, what happened to our prisoner? Oh, yes.
Oh, I remember, yes. Oh, yes. I was being naughty, but never mind.
No. No, say no.
Ah,
I
yes.
think it's a very silent morning aside from that.
No.
So you head off.
Everybody were a bit stunned.
You head off towards... I've forgotten. What's the initials? Fuck. UMPE.
I don't know. I can't read the map.
It's another, day or so before you get there. There's a fair bit of possibly quiet talk. I think there's everyone's sort of resting in the awkwardness mixed with a little bit of confusion and anger about being hunted down. Velka's definitely playing with her knife a little more violently than usual, and every now and again just stabbing it into the side of the carriage.
Never went over loot things, I don't think.
No, I don't think we did.
Yeah, I think no, he didn't.
You gave them money.
Yeah, there was
What was
money.
that? Was that all they had?
Yeah, I mean, I did say at the point that all of the weapons and stuff they have are just standard weapons that aren't
Yeah,
incredibly
that's right.
worth
And
anything to you.
Okay.
I asked
Didn't have
about
any medical
healing
capacity.
potions, and they hadn't got any. I was thinking that was very bad preparation
Okay.
on their part.
Well, they did have a healing mage, unlike us, so.
True,
Yeah.
true.
We have somebody that can heal.
Can heal.
Yeah, it doesn't
We
heal.
have lots of people who can heal. They've got healing potions.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, Velka's just sort of stabbing through and chipping away at parts of the fucking carriage as you go. Keep going.
you all right, Milka?
She doesn't really. She looks up and she's like, "Yeah."
Look, we're all together. We're all in this together, right? So everything's going to turn out fine.
You're not exactly the one that's been hunted, are you?
No, but I'll stand between them and you at any time. Don't you worry.
It's true, we fought them off this time. I'm sure we can do it again.
Yeah, good will always triumph. Don't you worry.
We may have to be slightly more cautious with the people that we befriend.
What's your classification of good?
Us.
Are we?
Are we good?
We'll do it till we get on with, I think, until such time as we find out we aren't.
But what if we are monsters?
Are
I
monsters
think,
inherently bad?
I think a monster's more defined by what you do than what you are.
Is this Flint or Confucius?
Ah, can I borrow that beard, Alex? Flint, he say.
What does Flint say?
I can't see a darn thing. That's what he says.
As you're rolling through with good old Bessie pulling you along, eating a cabbage, I'm sure. Eventually, through the trees, you get to a bit of a clearing. It's kind of an interesting one because all these trees have been really like tall and hanging over, and you can't really see much. And then you get into this nice big circular clearing that just has this gigantic. Oh, apparently my arms are on show now. Gigantic tower. It looks by the windows. You guess it's about 6 floors high, fairly wide, circular. It kind of just looks like a bit like a rocket ship, but without metal. It's stone. It's just that sort of straight circle and then the pointy roof. It's got this large oak door on the front and doesn't really have any other markers apart from that. There's no other ways out of this clearing except for the one you've come in. It's just kind of there.
Wait, you said there's no doors?
No.
There's no one open door.
What? There's an oak door. There's no other entrances to the clearing.
Oh, I see. I thought you said there was no door.
Ha! An oak door. Well, we'll wander over to the door, I suppose, and bang on it.
Before you get to the door, as you're walking up towards it, it opens. And out comes 2 figures. One is the one that Elsie would recognize. He's around 6 foot tall and obviously human. Looking fairly, if you were to predict his age, probably like late 30s. He's wearing this very fancy suit, which is black with a red lining and edging, with a top hat with a red ribbon. He's got a monocle, a giant mustache, which is grey, and this pointed chin beard. He's holding a cane with a snake head. And he's sort of leaning against it, both hands on it,
Is this Malfoy?
No, not at all. The other one, standing next to him, is a obviously shorter, younger, and human, gentle round face, messy brown hair, and dressed in a similar suit that doesn't quite fit as well. But he must be like mid-teenage years. And as you're walking up, Lord Farrell says, "Ah, welcome."
You wonder why I don't write down the descriptions. You say them way too fast.
You really do.
It doesn't matter. Old bloke.
You also don't
Yeah.
need to, so.
Look at Alex, you can get the idea.
Look at anything like this. He's got a monocle. I mean, it's not intended for you to necessarily write them down in full detail. Anyway, he says, welcome. I'm
me too.
glad you've made it. He's addressing Elsie.
Doesn't matter. I'll still say it.
Welcome. I am proud of you. Obviously, you would know me. How could you not? I am indeed Lord Farathul. This here is Elman Reed. He's a student currently.
Elman Reed.
Elman Reed, yes. He just sort of waves.
Elman Reed. I've forgotten his name. Lord what?
Powerful.
I can't see my notes.
Lord Farathul. Yes, I would trust the journey was okay. From Veluna is a long distance. It must have taken you, what, a month?
Better part of a month, yeah.
There were worse journeys, but better. I assume you took a boat or maybe an airship.
Yeah, we came by boat. Very nice it was.
Well, welcome to my humble little clearing and my work, as he points around at the trees.
Very nice. Sort of trees, very nice.
But my work is the spell that brings back the trees once they have been cut down. I'm sure you've heard of this.
But I can do that.
I would assume you can, but not in quite the same capacity.
That's probably true. There are a lot of trees around here. Is that all your work then?
Well, the ritual is my invention. It is enacted by the university in Loru.
I see.
I used to do it at one point, but more interesting things came to me. For example, Elsie.
How did you hear about Elsie?
How did I hear? A man came to me, suggesting he might have a new initiate recruit, and I said I'd be interested, and then kept an eye Yes, he called himself some dumb name.
The mediator.
Yeah, that's the one. Yes. I mean, I
So what do I
usually.
do now I'm here?
Well, usually the first thing would be a tour.
Let's go
Would you
then.
like to? Yes?
I'm
Hopefully, I'm
sounds
sure
like
you are
fun.
excited to see the inside of my tower. So,
Yeah,
I'm
excited.
I'm curious. What did the mediator want in return for this
nothing.
information about
No,
us?
nothing. He seemed to be doing it more as that was the information he wanted, some sort of deal he wanted to make. And I mean, my benefit is I get a new student, and it doesn't cost me anything.
Why are you looking for students?
I'm always looking for students. I
Why
like
are you
to
always looking for students?
increase the skills of those that can be the most powerful. Not for any army or whatever you might be thinking. It's more because magic needs to be preserved, and those that have the capacity to be at the top of their game deserve to be, regardless of background or money or that. You know, a skill is a skill.
Can I
I
insight
made my
check?
wand into
Yeah.
a pen. Is that a magic?
You what?
I made my wand into a pen. Is that magic?
Yes, yes. It's a useful spell. Wand to quill.
20?
20? Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth. You know, there's no lies coming from him.
Okay.
So yes, please come in.
Oh, thank you very much.
So he walks in. He says, "Right, there's a simple tour. 2 rooms on every floor. Some of them will be boring too. First one on the left here, we see a kitchen. It's open. We don't have cooks. You want to cook yourself things? Cook yourself things. This is how it works. On the right here, there's the dining hall opposite. Perfectly reasonable. I see that Ant-Man's walked away. That's fine. Come up these stairs, please. Come up. You go up these like tightly wound.
As we're going through this, can I be just be poking around, passive investigating?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you
things?
stuff afterwards once we've gone through the whole thing. Next floor, yes. These are just 2 boring rooms of storage. If you look inside, you can see, there's all sorts of crates and boxes, just like dusts, powders, chemicals, all sorts of like everything that could be used for anything, including on one side a lot of food and those sorts of things as well. There's like sorry, these glasses are so uncomfortable. Food and all that. So it's just where everything seems to be stored. You go up again. Yes, these are the halls. Anybody who does decide to stay here, though I appreciate you, as far as I know, will not be. You have these halls, and it's just 2 rooms of beds stacked. What are they called? Double-decker beds, bunk beds, with cupboards and all those sorts of things. Go upstairs, now this is far more interesting. We have the library. On the left here, we have the standard library. This is access for everybody. And it's just big walls, all sorts of books. And on the other side, it says, this is the ancient library. No, it's not an old library. It holds the ancient literature. This is more closely watched by me. If you do wish to read things, there's a bit of a process to it. But it's, all the older texts that are a bit more fragile. A little more care needed, all those sorts of things. And some of the things in here are good to know, but bad to practice. There's dark magic, necromancy, all that sort of stuff. Good to recognize,
Blood
but
magic.
I don't. Yeah, well, those sorts of things. Yes, I don't like to practice them. But it's good to know about them. Blood magic, it's not quite the same as the others. It's one of those things where it can be used in a very negative fashion. It has a close bond with necromancy. There are those who perform blood magic with the blood of others, those who perform it with the blood of themselves. And it's more a different methodology, as with standard magic can be used good or bad. I tend not to teach it, mostly because it involves getting blood, which is, in my opinion, unnecessary. But, is a lot of people without inherent magical powers decide to go that route rather than a wizardry route, that sort of thing. Anyway, up we go. Here we have the spell room. This is for practicing spells. It's magically guarded against most things. If it gets too powerful, advise not using them. But most spells would be contained inside the walls here. They won't go out of here, and most things won't affect people in quite the same way, a bit more of a dull effect, so less damage done, you can't hurt yourself quite as bad, all those sorts of things. Across the hall we have a study room, which is literally just like a load of desks and like it's basically a classroom. You know, this is where we can learn things at a more text-based format, but also this is more open for you to learn by yourself, take books from the library up here, because upstairs, and again, you have 2 classrooms, in case you want for lessons, so that may be obvious. And then finally, right at the top is my study, which is where we end the tour, and also, I need you to sign a contract if, of course, you are happy to.
What do you think about werewolves?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Quite forward. I've met a couple. Some tried to kill me. Some have been rather, fantastic people. So I think it's rather broad of a question. There's not really one I can answer in itself.
So they're not monsters then?
Yeah, what's a monster? I mean, I've met a man who befriended an entire city's worth of a mimic. And some would call that a monster. Some would not. A monster is
We've met that guy too.
perspective. Huh?
You want about how?
Hal, yes, that was the one.
Yeah, I met him.
Yes.
Nice chap.
Met them.
Yeah,
heart.
monster is perspective, to a group of orcs, they are not monsters. To a group of ogres, they are not monsters. And some others, they are a scourge against whatever, they fight for. So I'd say not to keep those sort of judgments. Unless, of course, it's somebody killing people. That tends to be judged quite hard by me. Unnecessarily. Anyway.
See? Told you.
Yes. We are. Yes, please, step inside. You step into the office, which is the study sort of thing. It's pointed roof, very, very tall. Imagine Dumbledore's study style of thing, except without a platform. It's all sort of things all over the walls and books and objects and things you've never seen before. And this big sort of desk in the middle, which has all sorts of piles of books and various weird contraptions, like the equivalent of like the bobbing bird, but except in magical form, stuff like that,
A phoenix flying above.
No phoenix. Big pool of shit. Yeah, there's the toilet.
There's a little there's a little line of phoenixes on the wall.
Yeah.
He says, right, so to the rather more boring paperwork side of things. I think it's really appropriate, by the way, for me basically being Dumbledore, you basically being a Hufflepuff.
Not intentional.
No.
I swear.
Harry Potter.
I am a Hufflepuff, bitch.
Harry Potter. Yes, I have a contract. Effectively, this you can welcome to read through. It's stating that you will not share university secrets, and while in return I will do everything I can to make you the best sorcerer I can over time, of course. The secrets aren't, big. Oh, there's a dead body in the basement kind of secrets. It's more
The troll in the dungeon.
the troll in the dungeon. No, it's more practices and
They're in
things
the
that are
walls.
created by me that make a wizard more powerful. If I were to release them to the world, then I wouldn't have anybody to train, and also they can be rather dangerous if untrained. So I like to keep all of my information more secret. That's all it is as a contract. You're welcome to read through and take your time. Your friends may as well.
How
So you
long
want me
will
to?
you-
I want to
How
talk to
long
my
would-
friends.
Yeah, it's fine, of course. I have
want me to
nothing
look
to
over it?
hide.
Please.
I will heavily investigate that thing for fine print.
How long is the contract for?
It's only a couple pages, handwritten.
No, I mean like how long does it say that he wants her for?
Non-specified time. It says until he can make her the best sorcerer he can. In terms of fine print, there's no real fine print. It basically does say exactly what he said.
All right,
Just-
on that detail where it says until he makes her best thing, can we just add a stipulation or she decides to cut ties? Just
Oh, the way that the university works is it's committal on your side. You don't have to pay money. There's no fee. In fact, as far as my agreement stands previous, if you look further down on the second page, I decided this with Elsie that I'd be providing her family with 1,000 gold a month. So, while she studies here, you're more than welcome to quit at any time. But in quitting, I guess I could add it in, but you don't quit so much as just stop returning to classes, I have no way to hold you here.
Okay.
The reason I say until I can make you the best sorcerer I can is because, I will do the best of my ability. There's no graduation.
Is this a magical contract or just
No.
Oh, alright.
It's just paper. The old-fashioned way.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Am I okay to sign it, Etch?
Seems to be.
That is your
Okay.
decision, though, Elsie.
I'll sign it.
That is not Elch's decision to make.
Okay.
I just don't want
Quick
to be
question.
taking
Yes, you're 19 years of age, yes?
Yes.
You're going to need that co-signed by a guardian over the age of, or equivalent of, 25.
Etch,
Hmm?
can you sign this for me, please?
Do I count?
How old are
Yep.
you? Elfin, it's hard to tell.
476?
Yes, that's fine, yes.
Sure. I'll sign down.
I like to imagine there's like a vaguely scratched L sore as you try to write Elsie, and then underneath it's just this really fancy signature from Echilian Vespeas, which of course you've learned as a young child.
Yeah.
Ah, Vespeas, yes, I recognize that as a name.
Do you?
Yes.
Did you know my father?
Not personally, but I've done my research. He's one of the... Yeah, it's interesting, actually. You bring up blood magic.
Yeah. I practice a little from what I have of his notes.
Yes. Well, be careful. As far
I
as
am.
I'm aware, it was the death of him.
Well, yeah, among other things. Son Huber's.
Yes, well... For now, if you're ready, we can get straight into what is the first area of this, I guess course is the correct terminology. I want to do a few days of assessing you, working out... I have vague amounts of knowledge of where your magical prowess lies, but just, a bit more accuracy so I can write down some notes and things. It will take about 3 days. Whilst we're doing the particular test, there's 3 in mind. The rest of you cannot be here, I'm afraid, due to the nature of the contract and such. You're welcome to be in the building, but just not with her. If you want to go back to Loru, of course, that's more than welcome as well. I have a teleportation portal back there, so it would take seconds.
What reason is it that you cannot be present?
Trade secrets.
But you're testing her, you're not teaching her.
Well, sometimes they do go together. It's not a test, so much as an assessment.
If Elsie's alright with it, we'll carry on.
If you're okay with it.
This is not for you. This is not for Edge to make the decision. I'll say this is for you to make.
I know, but I trust his instincts.
I mean, we'll have a
What's your
lunchtime. You
honest?
can come back at 1 o'clock and eat lunch with her. I'm not blocking
Yeah,
her
we'll
off
check
from
in.
you. Just like classroom,
If you want us to stay around,
This
Elsie,
classroom.
we could always sort of hang around outside or something. We don't have to go far.
I was actually interested in it. Is there any chance of seeing that ancient library section?
Yes. Yeah, I can do that. The process comes down to, gloves and particular... there's viewing rooms which are magically sort of... how do I describe it? Slightly, the air is adjusted, so you can breathe in there, but it sort of keeps the books from... Because, I mean, a lot of those books... abhorrently strange amount of those books are bound in human skin, and, there's all these sorts of things that mean you kind of have to...
Yeah, that makes
be
sense.
careful with them. And then the older parchments aren't made as well, so, you've got to be careful. There's no contaminants.
Okay. I'd like to do that while she's.
Yeah, no books are
learning.
allowed out. I can get you about 3 or 4 books to look through, and that should get you busy for a bit. And then after that, we'll have to put them back and work out some more. I don't want to just you kind of free access, if you understand.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, while we're doing that, I'm interested in some stuff about multiple still the elemental planes. Actually, I'm quite interested in the fire elemental plane.
Yes. Fire Elemental you'll find in the standard library.
Well, I could have a look in there then.
Yes, that's fine.
Mr. Fowlerthal, you.
Professor,
What the-
if you must, but Lord is fine.
How familiar are you with my kind of?
Former SIDS, I've done some research. It's difficult to gain, access to the hive and all that is restricted, reasonably so. So I don't have a lot of colony. Yes, it makes it difficult to really understand the inner workings of it all. But yeah, I vaguely know, down from the cold weather, live underground. It's a different society. I'm surprised, to see you out here. But I would assume you're on a bit of a research mission.
Indeed. Are you aware of the predicament facing?
No, I haven't done a Formicid research in 15 years.
I see.
Is there something I should know?
No.
Yeah. Well, first things first, we'll do the library, get you some books, and then Elsie, we shall be back on a little bit of knowledge. Yes, a little test on your knowledge, shall we? And like I said, if you do wish to go to Loru Town, there's a teleportation circle. It's in my office. It's over there. We're in my office right now.
We'll likely stay close.
Cool. If you do wish to use it, and I am unavailable, the magical word to get there and back is
Oops.
is not. Why would it be?
I didn't set that. The unit didn't set that.
Why would it be boots? Tell me. No, the magical words to get there and back are Kelwyn is a ninny. There and back.
Where's the other circle, if you don't mind me asking?
Exactly where you'll teleport to.
Well, yeah, but
Where is
Oh,
that?
you want to know? It's in a little house just on the edge. A private
Okay.
property I bought myself. Don't want to make too much of a fuss with it. Technically not allowed, but I won't tell if you won't.
I'm guessing LCDU demanded that not allowed or
Huh?
something?
LCDU.
Oh, I thought you were talking to
LCDU.
Elsie.
Oh,
No.
Yes, no, yes.
That's why I was like,
It's a
okay.
mixture. LCD and the guard. They don't like people coming in and out without no knowledge. It's all very boring,
Alright.
political. Can't be bothered with it.
The city seemed lovely.
Yeah, it's fairly good. It
A
wouldn't.
little chaotic, but
Yes.
yeah, fair enough.
So, books.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah, so 3 you said, right?
Yes, that'll do. He just strolls
well,
off.
Oh, I'll follow.
You go down to the library, and you sort
I'm
of
gonna
peeked
follow
in
too.
before, but it's a very interesting setup. It does have bookshelves, but each of the bookshelves are like individual standing bookshelves inside of what seems to be like it looks kind of like glass, except when you get closer, it's obviously not glass, more like a. How do I describe this? Have you ever seen like
Magical abjuration field.
Have you ever seen oil on the top of water? Like very thin oil that's sort of like shimmering, moving around,
Yeah.
sort of. Yeah, it's that kind of a look.
It's like, yeah.
And as he walks over, he touches a little pendant on his. In fact, no, he touches one of his little rings, and it just opens up, a bit like curtains, like a one of those waterfalls that. And well, to be fair, actually, before he does that, he probably says, "So, what are you looking for?"
Well,
yeah, Purdy, I saw
blood
that
magic.
earlier.
Blood magic, of course. But if
Yeah?
we could find it anything with a focus on blood magic's connection to planar magic or portals, that would be helpful.
Let's see what books would be useful in that. I haven't done a particular research into those connections, but I reckon if we give you, let's see, he walks around, grabs a few books, puts on some gloves first, and grabs some books, which are very old and dusty. You can see like the spines are ever so slightly cracking, and he's like, right, 3 books here. Top one is it's an old book on planar magic. It's untitled. I think it's an old notebook. It seems on someone. I acquired this 2 years ago as a good book market. It was very bad condition. I restored it as I can. Some of the words are missing. The pages are a little torn and difficult to read, but it should help you in certain aspects. The one underneath, Blood Magic, bit of a creepy book. It seems to be bound in human skin. It does have a face on the front. Don't know whose.
Okay.
Written in blood and some other substances I'm sure you don't want to know. But it seems to outline the more unstable sides. Unstable sides of blood magic. The one underneath, which he takes out, which a little bit as a difference to the other ones, looks much nicer. A golden rim blue book. It just says like planar magic for the youthfully interested. It's like this book.
Youthfully interested.
This book's a bit of a simpler book on planar, if you really wanted.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. This will do me plenty for now. Thank you.
All right. So we go over here, and he walks you over to a.
It'll
bit
do
of a...
you plain tea. You're welcome.
We go over here, and there's like a little it looks like just a smaller version of which has the bookshelves in. He walks over. He gives you a little token. It's literally just like a little a circular ring which just has like an eye on it. It's nothing, not like an actual eye, like a symbol of an eye. And he says, "Right, hold on to this. You can go through the veil, and yes,
All right. Speak to you in a few hours, I suppose.
yes."
I just realised Firefall didn't react to the fact that I look completely different from the last time he saw me.
No, he didn't. Have you seen his style?
He knows.
He can probably recognize your magical signature or something.
I mean, she also has the same face still. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is that, I suppose.
If someone had a different haircut when you came up, you wouldn't go, "The
Ugh.
fuck are you?" Then again,
Different haircut, different clothes style.
And Alex is literally wearing a grey beard and a grey long flowing wig, and we knew it was him. So like, it's...
No,
that's also context.
honestly,
Who is
if he
that
walked
man?
past me in the street, I wouldn't notice.
Red,
yeah.
what do you say?
I thought it was Sarah when he first showed up.
It is. I'm actually. I have a microphone. I have my lapel microphone in a different room. She's just acting this out the whole time.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine?
Your lapel microphone sounds a lot better now.
I think I've worked out how
Yeah.
to. I think I've worked out how to unveil Sarah on the. Just a box head on.
Hog champ.
Anyway, yes. So, what was happening? Yes, and in the other library, what were you looking for?
I'm,
Also, when you're holding the coin, you walk up to the little wall. It goes open. You walk inside. There's just this, and it's just weirdly silent.
Did you
Yeah,
just
I
suck
know
air
exactly
into
what
your
you're
mouth
talking
doing
about.
It's just suddenly like they're walking away, and you can hear the ever so slight like sort of thing as it goes away, it goes silent. You're just like,
Yeah.
okay. It
I'm
feels
imagining sensory deprivation tank
yeah,
kind
that
of
sort of thing. You can see outside, but it's strange. And also not echoey in the slightest. Like as you talk, it's like those non-echo rooms,
Yeah.
which
Like
I
it's
think.
kind of muffled in itself
Hmm.
as you speak, yeah.
As you walk, right, yes, you were looking for books on fire elemental planes. He walks inside, looks around, it's like, yes, I think this one will do you. It's sort of a note on all of the different elemental planes. There's a bit of information on all of them. There's not actually a lot of research done into them, unfortunately.
Any information about where the access points are to the planes? You know, so
right.
contacted or.
I think inside there it does have a couple of notes on highlighted zones, but they're difficult to find. You know, they don't make any signature. They're only really found when they're open. And as far as we're aware, they don't move around. So if you find a portal, it's likely to stick in place. but it's almost undetectable. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'll have a read through and see what I can find.
Yes, if you're looking for fire elemental planes, you're most likely looking for spontaneous forest fires is a good one, or just any kind of like spontaneous smoke or burning fire, that kind of thing, sort of appears non-described to no one's knowledge.
I see. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see what I can find in these notes. Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Yes, and anything I can do for you, my formicid friend.
I wouldn't mind access to that ancient library for my own purposes, if that's possible.
Yes, it would have been useful if you told me that before, but let's go over. What are you looking for in particular, sir?
I'm interested in necromantic-related materials.
Oh, yes, I can have a couple of those. Again, more of the disturbing side of things. What are you looking for? Spells? History? Practice? Laws?
Yes.
Accidents?
Yes.
You can't just say yes.
Why not?
Because you need to tell me which. There's plenty of books on necromancy is well documented.
I don't know whether you have any information on a kind of symbiotic necromancy.
Symbiotic necromancy.
I have a strong connection to the mushroom that forms it. So
I can't say I have. That is one. I'm trying to think what that would. How about history of practice? You might find something to glean in there. Yes, you're going to struggle to wear gloves as well, aren't you?
Yes, that is not likely to be.
That is an issue. How can we do this? How about? No, I can't think of anything in particular. I mean, you can put on the gloves as long as they're over your hands, it'll be okay. Maybe some mittens.
I will try.
Mittens might work.
What are mittens?
They're gloves without the fingers.
So why do you wear them?
I don't know. I don't wear them.
It doesn't matter. I can't read anyway.
Right. Okay.
Una just wanted to feel included.
I love that.
I'm going to go teach Elsie some magic now.
Have I killed Craig?
I like to hear Etch just vaguely heard this conversation from through the bubble, was just like, oh god.
Well, Etch was listening and he was confused. He's like, I didn't know what you could read. What?
Yeah. Oh.
He just walks off. He's just like, have a good day.
See you later.
So, Elsie. He comes back up to you. You kind of, I reckon he probably like left you in the in one of the classrooms. And he comes in and says, "Right, are you ready?"
I guess.
This is it'll take a little bit of time, but it's useful for me to know. I want to know what sort of knowledge you have into well, you're a sorceress, obviously. So I want you to write down what you know about magic, what you know about spells, how to cast them, how you cast them, how a spell works, what the schools of magic are, things like this. And then I'll sort of just, we'll work through it together. I'm not just going to walk away and leave you to do it. And then we'll sort of, don't worry if you don't know any of the answers. It's more just so I can gauge where on the level I need to start. Yes?
And you want me to write this down?
Yep. Yes. Right. He walks over, grabs like some, like a little notepad and a quill and something, puts it down. Plunk. Right. Let's start with what you know, just about magic in general. Why don't you write down, just like, what do you think magic is, where it comes from? How about that for a starter?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Go on.
I can do it.
Oh, go on then.
Elsie's like, this is fine.
This
Room is on fire.
fine.
Is there a problem?
No.
No, okay. Oh, you're not writing anything.
Pen doesn't work.
You have to dip it in the ink.
The ink doesn't work.
I'm pretty sure it does. He comes over, takes the pen, dips it, and starts writing at the top. He just puts like, I don't know, he just writes his name, Lord Farthel. Oh, it seems to be working fine.
Elsie takes it back and tries to write Lord Farthel underneath.
It's a scratchy mess of just weird, kind of vaguely copied, and he's like, I think I see the problem here. There's nothing to be embarrassed about.
There's no problem. We don't have a problem here. It's fine. We have no problem.
Yeah, let's see. You don't need to feel embarrassed.
I'm not embarrassed.
The ability to write and read is common in some areas, but there are plenty of parts of the world where there isn't even a written language. It's so uncommon. It's not a worry. Yeah, we can learn that alongside the rest of it. I wouldn't be a university if I couldn't teach you to write. But for now, we don't have to. We can just start with a conversation.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's nothing to be worried about here.
I can do that too.
All right. So he just takes the notepad from me. He says, "I'll write down the notes. How about that?"
Okay.
All right, let's start with some questions. What do you think magic is?
Mhm. Yep. Yeah.
What do you think it comes from?
My fingers.
Yes, it does come from your fingers. Yes, very good. Although sometimes I'm sure it's more of an aura. You may notice. But where do you think you draw that magic from? How do you have the ability and some other people don't?
Because my auntie gave it to me.
Well, bloodline is definitely a strong factor in the ability to cast magic, especially as a sorceress. But where do you think, with this ability, where do you think you do? As ink is what allows me to write on a paper, what do you think the ink is of magic for you? Where do you think it comes from?
Blood.
Blood? No. It can do. I assume you're drawing here from blood magic, but you don't have to bleed to cast magic, do you?
No, but it's in my blood.
It is in your blood, yes. Again, that's more of what gives you the ability. Okay, we'll move on. What sort of spells do you know? What are your favorite spell to cast?
Gust.
Gust? Well, that's a good spell. Yes, it can be useful. Any others?
I really, 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 really like Charm Person.
Charm person,
I did that on
yes.
somebody the other day who couldn't do it on Earth. That was awesome.
Yes, you have to be careful with some of the charming spells, but they are very, very useful, although sometimes rather unwarranted. What's the most powerful spell that you think you know? What would you class in your own head?
Burning Hands.
Burning Hands, yes. Powerful, very dangerous in the wrong hands, but that's why you're here, of course. What other sort of things do you think you know? What are the powerful... What draws the most from you? You know, takes the most energy out of you?
Oh, that would probably be... I don't know... Stone Skin?
Stone Skin, that's pretty powerful. Is that about as high as you think you can go?
I've got a new one that I've never tried called Hold Monster.
Ah, new spells. Hold Monster, yes. Now, if you haven't tried that one, it's understandable it doesn't come to the front of the mind, though. Definitely one worth thinking about. It's well, I mean, for now, we don't need to go into the specifics, but these are some powerful spells. It gives me a good overall of where you are. What do you know about how to cast these spells? What do you do to cast them?
Depends on what one I'm casting.
Yes, but what's the common factor?
I go oogly boogly, and it goes.
Well, you caught on something there. As much as you're possibly making a joke, you say oogly boogly. It's an important factor, right? Talking. A verbal component. Yeah. There are 3 components. Do you know the 3 components to a spell? Well, so they don't always use all 3, but yes.
Somatic.
Yes.
Material.
Yes, very good. Do you know what somatic means?
Isn't that when you move your hands about?
Movement, yes, indeed. A lot of spells, if I to give you a little bit of a back on the knowledge, you draw your magic from the air, which I'll get into more specificity in the future, but you draw your magic from the air, and when you move your hands in a certain pattern, and you speak certain words, it almost controls it like wind. You know, and you can guide the magic in a certain way to push into a direction in a certain form that you want. Yes, you have a question.
What specificity?
Detail.
Okay, thank you.
Did you get the moving the magic thing?
Yeah.
So that's the casting is important. And then it breaks down to how a spell actually works, which is more intricate. But I kind of covered that. Do you have any idea? You did not necessarily. A lot of people who go their entire life with casting without getting any idea how they work. No? No?
Yes, I have total idea.
Would you like to explain?
No, you're right. You know it as well as me.
Yeah, well, it's about... just tell me. Explain to me.
No, it's fine. I don't want to waste your time.
It's not a waste of time. You are my one of my new proteges.
It's fine. You know it. I know it. Let's just leave it.
But I would like you to explain it to me, just so I can see how you think you'd explain it.
Yes.
Elsie, I'm not an idiot. I am aware that you're lying to me.
I wouldn't lie to you.
You've done it about 4 times already.
That wasn't me. That was my twin.
5.
I don't really have a twin.
That one I know is true.
How do you know all this about me?
I've been to your house.
So? I've been to yours.
Yes?
Oh my god. Oh
I'm not
my
sure what this is
god.
achieving.
I don't know you don't have a twin.
Oh my god.
Let's move on to the schools of magic. Do you know the schools of magic?
Well, there's got the university down the road. You've got
That's
here.
not what I mean. The types of magic that we have available. The classes of magic, one could call them.
Well, we have this class, and I'm sure there's one at the university.
Okay, I'll try to explain it differently. There are 7 of them. I will give you one and see if it jogs the memory as to what the others could be. One of them would be called illusion.
Okay.
Any others on your mind? One of the spells, the
Illusion.
first spell, the second spell you brought up was...
I didn't realise I had to research bloody spells for this session. Freaking no!
You said charm person. Do you know what school of magic that would be under?
Charming.
It's close, but there's a different word for it. It is the right area. Yeah. Enchantment.
Someone, please.
Enchantment. Yes.
Yeah. I
A
knew
third
that.
school your formative friend was very interested in. To do with the dead.
Oh, necromancy. I knew that one.
Yeah,
We
there's
met
one.
at
There's one.
necromancy.
Then we
there's
have...
blood.
That's not a class. That's not a school of magic.
That's a class.
It's not a school of magic.
Fine.
You
What
have-
about abjuration?
Abjuration is definitely one. Well done. You can Google.
Well, I had to! I didn't realise I'd have to do some homework for this one.
No, it's better when Elsie doesn't know them. Abjuration, yes, which is, of course, protective spells. I have...
would know these.
Probably not, actually.
The
The
camera
classes,
pans. The
classes-
camera pans in the camera pans in the classroom to face Lord Farathor, and behind him there is a large book that says Abjuration.
Yeah, above the board, it just has all the classes above, like, the whiteboard.
Yeah. She's just noticed.
Yes, protective spells, the sort of thing I have around the ancient library. We have transmutation to transform. Conjuration, which is more for things on transportation, manifestation, energy, those sorts of things. And divination, which you may be aware of, for revealing information. Yes. You know, detecting things, identifying things, that sort of... Okay. Interesting. Through this conversation... After this conversation, sorry, he is going to go into... And I'm not going to do this because I've already done the hilarious RP part. He goes into a bit more of, like, explaining some of the stuff that you... like, didn't know in there and sort of filling in some of the gaps and helping you out. What I want you to do, Miss Purdy, I've got hair in my mouth again, is can you please, for all of the different topics that he brought up there, which was, well, all the ones that we, so the one, knowing about magic, how to cast, how the spell works, and the schools of magic.
Hang on, I have to write this down.
No, you don't.
And
All
you
those
talk
4
me
of
through.
those, I want you to roll a d20 plus intelligence. All 4 of those.
$21.
All 4 of them.
Oh.
Add up the d20s?
No, just give me the numbers.
Plus them? Oh.
21, 10, 19, and 18.
Okay, so with... That's not right. With that, you spend a lot of the rest of the morning, actually, it would be at this point, pushing through till about like late lunchtime, learning and taking notes, I'm sure. And with that, how interested do you think, Els? Do you think she's genuinely trying to pay attention and like take it all in?
Yes, but I think she'll be very much like me, and will zone out every now and then.
Yeah. Well, with all of the sort of...
That's awfully coincidental.
With all of that, I reckon you get about you get a little bit of experience with what's going on. So I'm going to get you 5,000.
Does that get you to match?
No, it does not.
No, does that get paid to Elsie to match with everyone else?
I understood exactly what you meant, and the answer was in response to that.
Okay.
That was from those rolls.
Okay, thank you.
So at about lunchtime, he says, just before we get to lunch. In fact, actually, I reckon before lunch this conversation takes place, but before that XP. But either way, it's through the day. I appreciate we're doing a lot of in-depth, sort of knowledgeable things, which is, I appreciate sometimes a little bit overloading on the brain. I just want to bring it down to Elsie, you know? Loriella, Estelle, Kira Longwin. I want to know more about, well, honestly, why do you want to be a sorcerer? Why have you learned your magic? Why do you continue to learn your magic? And why did you make the journey here? And I do not want to hear the answer for the money.
That wasn't even going to be my answer.
It's an answer you've given before.
But it's not going to be my answer.
Good.
Well, I learned magic because my auntie taught me, and she thought I needed to protect myself. And then I started traveling because the mediator said he was going to give me money. And then I met up with Flint and Unit. I already knew Etch, but not very well. And then I met up with Etch there, and we all got into trouble, and then not trouble, and then we had to don't laugh. We had to cover up a murder, and then we had to go back to Veiluna and deal with the stuff in Veiluna, and then I realised that actually being a sorcerer is really good, but I don't know what I'm doing, and I got struck by lightning and turned into a werewolf, and then I had to learn how to deal with it all, so I came to you to help. And the money helps as well.
It's a very interesting story, which I appreciate is true. That's not the question I asked. In all of this, you could have stopped, stayed home, not gone on the adventure, and I appreciate money was a factor, but why do you keep trying magic? You, I know for a fact, are worried about performing magic for the instabilities that have been created sometimes whilst practicing.
I've taught magic to protect myself. And it's not protect myself, it's injured me. So I need to learn to sort it out so I can protect myself, because I don't know how to use weapons.
So you want to be able to protect yourself? Just yourself?
Well, no, and everyone I love and care about.
So you want to be powerful to make sure that people can't hurt you and your family?
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. It's a good reason. You know, some come into this through knowledge or wanting just pure knowledge. Some want power. Some want protection. It's perfectly normal and reasonable. Just interested. The reason behind performing magic can be quite strong into how it comes out. You know, if you have nefarious intentions, it's more likely that necromantic magic and some of the more darker side of things are going to come out. If you are more anxious and unsure of yourself, it's more likely for magic to be unstable and not perform exactly how you wish it to. But anyway, I'll teach you some things, and that's when he goes into the evening, or actually the evening of teaching you some things after you've had some lunch, I'm sure. During this day, I'm sure Etch.
Hi. I had some books to read.
Yeah, do your investigations. I'll tell you what you learned.
Sure.
I'm taking these fucking glasses off.
Oh, baby.
God. Look how tiny these glasses are.
What?
On the first one, the book on advanced ancient planar magic. 29.
Yikes. In terms of the planar magic, obviously, for performing it is not necessarily going to be in your wheelhouse. But I think you learn a lot more about recognition. I'm going to give you stuff that will help you in the future rather than like information right now. But recognition of, firstly, a portal, sort of what it means for a portal to exist, to be created, and all those sort of aspects. But also more than that, you focus in on residual aspects of like portals and plane transferences and things like that, as in working out where something like a portal might have opened, where a plane might have been torn into and stuff like that. And as a result of that, things and people that may have come through from another plane. Not like expert on it, but just a bit more of a hint of how to recognize those sorts of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it become evident at all that the crystals are that kind of thing?
I think from that, with that little bit of knowledge, you recognize the crystals have similar signatures to planar, like the sort of things it's talking about, but it doesn't appear that the crystals are from another plane.
Hmm. Okay. Hold on. So many things. Okay. Second investigation on that blood magic book. Where am I looking? 27.
27, I think from there, to simple it down because it's useful in your own aspect, grab yourself 4,000 XP. 27's high.
Okay.
Because that's all that's really going to ever help you with, and there's no point in me like trying to explain to you blood magic when it's just part of your class.
Okay.
But I will also put on that's like a very in-depth research that it's not like you can just go grab another book and get another 4,000 XP. Like that fills in a lot of gaps, sort of. Well, not a lot of gaps, but like for a while you're not really going to get much more out of that. Yeah.
And then the beginners, how to. It's natural. 31.
Jesus Christ. I like.
Why did all the good rolls happen to other people?
I don't know. I love these dice. I love them.
Bear with me a second.
My etch dice. It's the only ones I've used the entire campaign.
I need to get some healthy
Yeah,
No, you roll the LC dice and it just says plan.
Oh, I could get
Or it just says
randomized
make up your own number.
plan. Pretend.
You're gonna have to bear with me on this one because I'm trying to find
Fair
something.
enough.
For a natural
You
20, I
roll-
want to give you something good, but like.
I rolled so high that it forced Alex to do more research.
LC's dice.
That's
you
a good-
roll
that's a good
them,
one.
and it does give you an answer, but you can't read numbers, so.
Okay, I'll give you something. You, with the knowledge that you already have, gain significant insight into planes, specifically telecommunication in using planes. It appears that through this there is commonly used a plane named the Empty Plane, which is used by a lot of evocation people, magicians, or wizards, whatever, to communicate with people on the same plane, effectively trying to find a shortcut through the space that you are standing to somewhere far away. What I'm saying is, once per day you can cast the spell Sending.
Ooh!
You.
Thank you. That's wonderful. That's very nice.
It's only a 3rd level spell.
I like that.
It's good for you.
But it's great.
Anyway.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a. It's like a
the second part of
falling space
Sending,
for
the second
words.
part of Sending, which says you can send it to other planes of existence, I'm going to cut out and say that's not a part of this, as you can send it.
Okay.
You have only learnt about the Empty Plane. So.
The empty plane sounds like COVID. Am I right?
So moving on, a little bit of excuse me. Sorry.
Alex laughed at that one. I win.
Moving on to stuff to do with Flint.
Yes, indeed. So basically, what he's obviously trying to do is he's trying to find out more about the. He now believes himself to be half, or in some way, associated with the far elemental plane. So he's interested in anything to do with the far elemental plane, how you can find access to the plane, any sort of in notes on places where people have found entrances to the plane, that kind of stuff. So he wants to know how to find his way there and how to find out more about the denizens.
Sure.
thereof.
Well, roll an intelligence or investigation. Sorry, I believe was the.
Investigation will be better because my intelligence, as you know, is pretty much like my own. But there is a slight issue that I
All
can't.
very intelligent.
The
Flint isn't.
investigation. The investigation. I'm going to use the that one. It says 14.
14, I reckon. You're reading it, and for quite a lot of it, you don't understand a lot of the words. You're kind of following along. It's like if you're reading some theoretical physics, and you're like, I kind of get what the, yeah, but also like, what? I reckon what you pull out of it is the main things are finding a plane, finding an opening to another plane is extremely difficult. But oopsie daisy, it is possible, though you don't find in the book the information on how to. It is possible to just create your own entrance. It's just very difficult. You need a lot of very powerful magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason people look for specific locations is there are what are effectively like weak spots. It's like if you were in a building and you wanted to go from one room to another, you can go through the wall, but it's easier to go through the door. You know?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So finding these doors is difficult, but they do exist. They are connected in their own way. There's some other theories in these portals not actually being to different spaces in plane, but possibly being different physical locations in not necessarily on the same like planet, like a different planet. But then there are other parts that say people find that to be very disprovable due to things like the spell sending, which seems to go through a plane to take a shortcut, but then others saying, well, we don't know how magic works 100% of the time. So there's like a little bit of a stuff you're learning about what a plane actually is in its existence, and that's where it starts to go a bit out of your field of understanding. When people start using terminology, you're like, I don't know what's going on here. But the main thing is, I think... there are some notes about locations of potential openings, and when it comes to the fire plane, there's a few where next to it just says unconfirmed, like strong unconfirmed, and a lot of them like little notes just say it probably was just like someone's house set on fire because they left the stove on. Investigation shows minimal evidence, except for one that says Olazduin, Galadofair, potential opening or potential, portal space opened, and it puts down a date that is your birthday. And then from there it says zero. Nothing happened since then, and it seems some people have investigated it, but not found anything other than residual energy, which is very, 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 very faint.
Okay. I'm also interested in anything about this idea, this theory that you can have somebody who's partly elemental and partly human.
Nothing on that.
I thought not. Anything about fire elementals in general?
In other books that you look for, nothing more than you've already found before. There's not a lot of investigation to fire elementals because very, very few people have actually met one. Some people claim they have, but it seems as though they are physical beings regarded in a similar way to gods. In terms of like gods, if you look them up, are it seems, are a race of people rather than like the inventors of the world. They're just far, far more powerful than anyone else. So you will probably, in your research, work out you're probably closer to an Aasimar than like a half-elf, in that Aasimars are celestial bodies, have at some point mixed with human genes and kind of made like its own direction. You've got a similar-esque thing going on, but not quite as traceable or easy to recognize.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you.
And probably from there, it comes to the end of the day with a very mentally exhausted, I'm sure, Elsie, a very interested and thought-provoked Etch, and Flint probably. What did Unit do during the day?
I think Unit just stood outside the library.
Did he just got left there and shut down?
Yeah, pretty much.
And
everyone else was busy, and he just kind of was...
Velka wasn't busy.
Velka, during the beginning of the day, went to one of the... I think she went to like the dining hall or the study room or something, just sat down, has just been like throwing a knife at a wall for about 6 hours, 7, 8 hours, just like the whole time. She's just been phased out. At some point people come in, she like vaguely has a conversation, just like, yeah, whatever, cool, yeah, I don't care.
Like Unit.
It's less like, she is very distracted. Unit is just on low power mode, you know?
Yeah.
She's actively trying to get people to stop talking to her. Unit's just there. And you all come together at the end of the day for a lovely, lovely dinner, which is probably provided by Elsie or Flint, maybe, because Elsie's been busy all day.
Yeah,
and I'm going to be extremely rude and go to the toilet whilst you guys do some RP. Thanks, haha, fun.
Wow.
No,
very rude.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah,
How dare
out
you?
come the headphones, but I need to hear what you're saying, so hang on. This is gonna look dumb as shit. Hang on.
Oh my god, it's DJ Gandalf. It's
Nailed
DJ
it.
Gandalf. Pew, 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 pew.
I love that.
The worst thing is, I was gonna RP with Velka.
You can still up here with Velka. Velka's just not saying much.
Well, before you do, we can. So, Elsie. So, how did it go? How did it go? What did he say?
I know nothing.
Well,
Do you know more than you knew at the beginning of the day?
Yes.
well,
Like what?
Do you-
Abjuration is a type of magic.
Oh, he told you about the schools of magic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Evocation, abjuration, the illusion, enchantment, etc., etc.
How do you know all these?
I was studying a little when I was a lot younger. A lot of it sticks around.
Oh,
Why did
no
we
one's
come all the way
taught
here
me
when
until
Edge could have
today,
just told
and then he
us?
asked me, and I felt so stupid.
No. That's why you're here, though, isn't it? You're here to learn. There's no point coming here if you already know it.
You always
But I don't
feel a little
know it.
stupid when you're learning things because it's stuff you didn't know, but you're learning. It's fine. And
And he asked
couldn't
me to
help
write
her.
stuff down.
I couldn't help her because I only know like the basic stuff. I was very young. As a kid.
It's all right.
know-
He asked me to
Fun.
write stuff down.
And I know nothing about
Oh.
this at all. So,
Did you tell him that you couldn't?
No, I kind of just sat there.
Ah,
Just be. Just be
I think-
honest with him. He's trying to help. He's not going to judge
And then he wrote his name, so I tried to write his name as well, and
you. And he did that. He's just. This is him. He's standing in the back of the room going.
Sorry, I've got my music on right now. What?
What?
Fuck it, these are staying on, I can't be bothered.
they don't look as stupid as you think.
It's
no, they're
kind of
looking even
funny.
more stupid.
It's kind of funny.
Did you see the mask with the headphones on? It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's great.
See, I can hide my
I-
headphones in my hat.
Just have it.
I learned a lot about planar magic. It's very fun. In fact, I think I can do a new spell that's not blood magic.
What's planar magic?
Remember the stuff that Augie was looking into at the at LCDU?
Yeah, I never understood what they were on about. I wasn't really listening.
Well, so there's other places, kind of like
Yeah, I'm bored now.
Gel. Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm quite interested though, because looks like I come from one of
I've
those
learned
other
too much
planes.
today.
Yeah. So there's other planes like Gel, but not Gel, that can be accessed through portals. Right. Right.
That sounds good.
And
Yeah.
I learned a lot about how to identify what they are, where they are, or not where they are, but like where they've been, what they leave behind, stuff like that. The crystals, this crystal here, it's from here, but it's got some planar things about it. It's very interesting.
So, what does send do?
I didn't say anything about sending.
Yeah, you did.
No, I
No,
said
you
I think I
didn't.
can
I know you
cast
learned
a new spell.
What's
Yeah.
What's your new magic spell?
Oh, it's called sending. They use this this empty plane where they kind of like close distance for the I can talk to people over long distances on Gel once a day.
We can talk to Jackson.
I was thinking we could talk to Augie, but I don't know him. You'd
Oh.
have to give me information about him, and it may work. I think.
Yeah, maybe.
When you say you think, is that Greg thinks?
Yeah, Greg thinks.
Alex doesn't think. I'm pretty sure for sending.
If it knows you. Okay.
Yeah, it's
No,
you have a
they
short
have to
message,
know
25 words
you.
to a creature which you are familiar.
Yeah, I could talk to Jackson.
Oh, we need to let him know what we've been up to.
Why Jackson though?
'Cause me and him are friends.
But if we talk to Maya or a friend, they'll pass it down.
Oh, I forgot about those two.
Yeah.
Velka
So
is also
Velka.
sitting with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're
Yeah.
back. I can. You okay?
Yeah.
You can talk to me. You know that.
No, I know.
Okay. Well, you know where I am.
Is it how?
I would hug you if I knew you weren't gonna stab me, but you're gonna stab me, so I won't hug you
I won't stab you. Why would I stab you?
for hugging you.
No, I'd probably slap you, but like I'm not gonna stab you.
You give off that vibe. You have a very stabby vibe.
I like stabbing
Especially
things,
right
but I like
now.
stabbing my friends.
Wait, we're friends.
What have I stabbed in the last day or two? Come on.
That person.
Apart from the
The
person.
walls.
Apart from the walls.
The carriage.
Apart from the carriage.
Do I really have to keep going on?
Okay, fine. I've been a little distracted.
You've been a little stabby.
Distracted.
Stabby.
Disrupted.
Disrupted.
Are you
Take a
having a
fucking
stroke?
I don't want to strike you, no.
Okay, listen. My mind's just been on the hunters. Okay.
I get that. That's why I want to make sure you're okay.
Not much you can do about it. Just. I was so prepared from Veluna for the rest of the world to be a cakewalk, and it's not.
Nope.
Like, I thought, how can things be
Like-
worse than Veluna? I grew up hiding for my life for 50 years. And yet, somehow at some points, I prefer to be there than here. At least there I knew the ground. I knew what was going on. Here, there's just some people that have decided for some reason that you shouldn't live. They don't even know you.
Yep.
And like, people attack people and they tend to have a reason, but the reason was just you exist.
Yep. Or you're not of the right class.
Just, I don't like it out here. I prefer home. Everyone's on an even ground there. Even the people who aren't are.
I'm sorry I brought you out here with
You didn't
this.
bring me out here. I made the decision to come out here. You got nothing to apologize for.
No, we came out here for me.
Yeah.
We got put in danger because of me.
Yeah.
They didn't even detect you. It was me they were after.
That's. I don't want an apology for your existence. That's like basically what I'm mad about anyway. Not your existence. The people. You know what I'm saying.
Not really. I thought you meant my existence, but okay.
I'm mad that people care about who you are. In a bad way.
You're mad that people care about Elsie.
I'm not good at words, and you know this.
I know.
Also, I, Simon, not that. So.
Shut up,
I
unit.
appreciate
Where'd you get your
I
personality from?
it.
Or my accent.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why have you now got brown
you
hair and a
change?
human face? What the fuck? Where did the glasses come from?
Who are you people?
When you
Just
see a new
know
face
that-
and you're like, Unit, how did you turn into a person? Not, why is there another
This is
person?
Velcro. Are you surprised?
Just know that no matter what, I've got your back. Because I know you've got mine.
It's kind. I think we're more worried about protecting you, but you know, it's fine.
I know, but I won't let you go down without me fighting as well.
I'm not going down.
You know what I mean.
You think I'm going down?
Mark is
Why
quite
can't
clearly the top
we-
in this relationship.
Belka, I'm just saying, no matter what, I've got your back.
Sure.
She's stabbing it. Also,
So, did you like learn shit today?
Kinda, yeah. It's hurt my head a lot. My head hurts a lot.
Because you're like trying to do the stuff and things to the magic.
Yeah. There was a lot more to magic than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought I'd come here and tell me that you need to do this, this, and this, and then you won't get. Yeah, nah.
I don't think anybody else thought that.
Okay, I get it. I'm naive.
In a little bit, but it's part of your charm, right?
I have a charm. I thought I just annoyed you all.
Part of your charm?
part of your charm person.
Right?
I guess you've been stabbing's part of your charm.
I like pointy things, and sometimes I like how they enter other things.
And I don't want to know that. We had this conversation.
You're just asking me about stabbing things.
Uh-huh.
Where are we sleeping?
Not together. You okay, Greg?
Greg's dead. Seriously, where are we sleeping?
I enjoyed that.
In bed?
Thank you for that wonderful fucking insight.
I'm not.
Well, come on. I've got to be me somehow.
I don't think you could not be you.
Well, you know what I mean.
Do I?
Oh. Just go stab a wall.
I currently am. Just like a knife in a wall.
The whole tower's butter knives. Just
Okay, well I'm
Where are
gonna
we?
find somewhere to sleep and then sleep there
Yeah.
and see you in the morning.
You don't even sleep.
I do sleep. Sort of.
Sort of.
Okay.
She just walks off.
Yeah, we.
Yes.
God, she's hard work sometimes.
Caption: No self-insight.
Wait, who are you talking
Hey,
about?
Simon. Simon.
Hello.
Wow! How
Wow.
rude.
I learned that trick from Alex.
You stole that trick from Alex.
Ooh.
No,
So is there anything you guys are planning on doing in the evening?
No,
Sleeping.
I talking to Tretch about whatever he's learned about planes because I want to know about obviously plane entrances, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, can I use the knowledge that I learned to determine if he's from the other plane?
Do an investigation.
Nobody saw the fumble break. It's fine.
23.
Ooh, there you go.
It's still high, not as high. I reckon with the
Why?
minimal
Plus
knowledge that
11.
you, with that minimal knowledge that you've only just retained, I reckon you can work out that, as the other guy said, there is, as with the crystals, there's like crystals. There's this like
Crystal.
residual, yes, crystal energy within Flint that kind of implies a different plane. It's different to the crystals, but it has this sort of like, yeah, but also like you don't know if it's just your lack of intelligence or on the topic or like the or what, but it doesn't seem as though he is from another plane. It's rather strange, but he kind of is, but like you don't really know.
You're very similar to the crystals. In that it's like you're from here, but parts of you aren't.
Oh, I see. That's the way it sounds like. Yeah, that's the impression I'm getting now. It's really interesting. I'm gonna have to find a portal to the elemental plane. I think, as the far elemental plane at some point. I'm gonna find out any more. Not that it really matters, I suppose. As it's I am who I am, you know.
Yeah.
Well, so you sounded so muffled then.
Flubub.
Right, who wants a cup of tea?
Lubber.
Yeah,
I'll take
can I
a cup of
have
tea.
a lavender and chamomile before I go to sleep, please?
Absolutely. Anybody else?
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'll take some. The lavender and what was it, violet? I think
Yeah.
so.
You see, normally I'd be able to tell you.
Dude, that's so far back at this point. Dude, I
Yeah.
got
It's
a lot of
lavender
notes.
and violet for you.
Violet and lavender.
Yeah, violet and lavender tea is the
Who's
most
violet?
calming.
And Elsie, you'd like the lavender and chamomile.
The
Do you
lavender
have
and
a
white
printed out menu?
I've written it down on my.
Oh my god.
I love it.
So I'll make a cup of tea. Edge? Not Edge. Unit for you.
No.
Velka?
Velka's gone to sleep, isn't she?
Yeah, she's gone.
Is she looking?
You don't.
And I'll do myself a bit of tea as well. There we go. There we go, everybody. Nice cup of tea. Help you calm down. Ready for another exciting day tomorrow.
Yeah, exciting.
And Elsie, just tell him the truth. You won't mind. He's a teacher. You like to teach him.
I've never had a teacher.
Well, you have got now, and he's a nice man. So just tell him the truth. He'll help you.
Okay, if you say so.
My lofty position of 3 years older than you.
Yeah.
Edge
We
is,
brought up-
Edge is
brought up
dead.
an- exactly.
I'm
Brought up
there,
an-
but I'm not. I'm there, but I'm not there.
Ah,
What?
your unit.
Yeah. What?
Right, I'm off to bed anyway. So
Yes.
I'll see you all in the morning. Good night.
You
We're
go
all off to bed,
upstairs.
yet we don't know where we're sleeping.
You all go upstairs to the bunk beds, and there's just like Velka's just kind of
Oh
sleeping.
yeah, no, we know where we're sleeping because there's the double decker beds.
Yeah,
That's right.
Velka's in
Oh,
one of the
yeah,
double-decker
double-decker
beds, just sort of asleep.
Is that like a
Rather
racing car
adorably,
bed,
she's
but,
like
it's a
curled up
double-decker?
underneath the duvet. Larry! No!
I thought it was Terry.
Terry!
Oh my god, you can't even get his name right. Oh,
Terry's.
shows how much you care.
Is she screaming Larry and Terry's
Yeah, I
name?
know.
She's like cuddled up inside a duvet, all looking all peaceful and everything.
Oh,
Ah.
is she on the top or bottom bunk?
Top, obviously.
She would top bunk.
She's a top.
I'll climb up and poke her through the bars and then climb back down to my
There's
bed.
no bars.
Yeah, but normally they have bars.
At the-
for
at
people
the
who
side
are
thing,
there.
so you don't-
It's a
so you don't
double-decker
fall
bus.
Yeah, they would if it was made in the modern era.
Oh, okay. Well, I climb up, poke her, and get back into my bed.
You hear this sort of like, meh.
Aw, she turned into a duck.
Jimmy!
You're being meowed at, Greg.
Oh, hello.
Yes, you are precious.
Oh, you
I
jumped my
have-
gosh.
A message I want to send to Maya.
Do it.
I will.
Oh, you're
It's
so
exact-
excited to listen to Maya
I
now.
am. It's exactly 25 words. So, the limit of the spell is 25 words or less. So it says, "Hi Maya, miss you, love you. Learned a new trick. How are things at home? Met the Asimir yet? They nice? We're in 4th.
Asimir.
Asimar, sorry.
Isamar, Asimir, Asimir. I need to.
Maya's like, who are the Asimir?
Then there's like Gandalf rapping with his headphones on.
Wicca, wicca, wicca.
Wiccan, Wiccan, Wiccan. Wiccan, Wiccan, wow, wow. Oh, look at the cat.
So you get a.
One thing is-
Oh,
Stroke her.
You get a message back
Mm-hmm.
from Maya that says,
Don't stop the stroking. Ellie looked at you when you put the hand down. She was like, why'd you stop?
I thought you were telling her. Maya said don't stop stroking.
Maya says that. Maya says,
Well, all that too.
wonderful. I'm proud of you. Asamar arrived around 11 days ago. Have been helping sort things out. Hopefully they will be useful to the city.
Okay.
She doesn't say lots of love though.
That was 25 words. You don't get a lot of room in there.
I'm sure she kept going if she doesn't know the nature of the spell.
Yeah, she's just going. Also, there's things been happening. It's just it stopped
Yeah.
at 25.
The
She's like,
city's
"Oh my
on
God, I've
fire.
got
They're helping
so
to put
much
that
talk
out.
to you about."
Ed? God damn it.
No.
No, the message actually. Oh hi. Not sure how this all works. Bit confused on the details. Could you
It's like-
please explain in a bit more?
And
Things
then-
are
and then it's
going
like,
well.
No, Jackson, I wouldn't want to. I don't want a cup of tea.
Asamar have been really, really.
God damn it. Oh, wonderful.
But I mean, you hear it in her voice, which is probably quite comforting.
Yeah. Goes to sleep with a smile on his face.
Oh.
Aw.
Oh wait, you can't see my dumb face. You wake up in the morning feeling like Peter. Yeah, that's a haha funny joke. So
I'm thinking that.
the rest of I will address the rest of the party apart from Elsie first. In fact, actually, I reckon quite early in the morning, Elsie, you're pulled from bed by the other little child who's obviously learning whatever his name was. Elman Reed.
His
He's like,
name
he
was
just
Elman.
you wake up and he's just poking you in the face,
How old is he?
like 15.
Everybody loves Elmond.
Oh. What do you want?
You're meant to be in lessons.
Oh. Okay, I'll be there in 5.
He scutters off.
Scutters.
I get up and poke Velka then.
What?
I have to be up, so you have to be up.
No.
I pull on her arm.
She's just dead weight.
I don't like you. And I storm off to him.
You wander off, love you too.
What time of the morning is this?
This is probably like 6 or 7 in the morning.
So in that case, I imagine Click will probably be up by this time doing his Tai Chi.
You probably get up a little later because you're used to going. You're probably used to getting up. Maybe. Probably a little bit later than this, but
Get you a man that looks at you like Greg looks at Ellie.
Ellie looks at Greg.
Both.
Maybe you would be, but I mean, I think it would still be a little bit later than she has got up. So it's all very
Okay.
dark when, you know.
Ah.
My little cat kiss.
Can't do a D&D session, can I?
No.
Sorry.
No,
Cats take
Ellie's
priority.
here.
What's going on?
Oh, she
She's
just
trying
wants
to
to
walk
be
into my lap.
involved.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alex. Keep speaking. I'm listening.
I'm not, but keep speaking.
I'm not either.
It's going to be focused on Elsie, so there's no point.
Oh, damn it. But I want cat.
Cat's gone. So,
She's gone.
Oh, okay.
She's eating
I'll
her own
focus
hair on the
then.
ground.
yummy. So, you go upstairs to one of the, sort of vaguely looking around the classrooms, and then eventually Lord comes down and he's like, up here, and takes you to the spell room. He says, right, so, yesterday we did some knowledge. I figured today we're going to have some fun with some actual spells. I want to test out your magic. See if we can pull out one of these wild magic surges. Now, I do want you
Oh,
to know.
boy.
Have to.
I do want you to know. Firstly, the room is imbued with a bit of a magical essence, so none of your magical essence spell slots will be used whilst you're in here, so you don't have to worry about that sort of thing. And the walls and the everything is a sort of self-repairing spell on them. You will, if you tried really hard, you would be able to blow yourself through the wall, but mostly you'll be safe as long as things don't go too horribly wrong. But I'm here, so I'll be able to help you out almost instantly, if not
I
instantly.
feel so
Greg, I saw
confident
that
about
face.
So, perform a spell for me.
it. Witch bolt
Do it.
level 2.
I like
And
that.
also, there's some dummies sort of standing up the other side. It's like, yo, attack the dummy.
28. That wasn't a.
No wild
Thing.
magic. You do the spell, and I don't worry about the damage because it just sort of.
No, I'm not doing damage.
And she's like, yeah, very well done. Yeah, you've got good form there. Yes, I can see that being pretty good. I need to make a tally as well. Gonna go here and just do.
Suddenly turned very camp.
What are you talking about? Right.
What you saying?
Italian. Anything else? I want to pull out one of these wild magic surges from you.
Yeah, colour spray level 4 worked without a.
So this is a color goes over and sort of fades into the walls and goes, oh, yeah, that's interesting. A very, very fun spell, that one. Go on, do something more powerful. Try the control, hold monster. Yeah, bear with me on this one. I think I can rustle something up. And he does a spell of his own, and one of the dummies just starts like forming like extra arms and extra legs and turns into this giant deformed like scarecrow-esque looking giant beast that just like it's like, right, yes, do it on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold monster worked as well.
Really? That's like a 50% chance of failure, isn't it?
Yeah,
Rude.
and I got a 64.
Wow.
He's like, oh,
So
okay.
let's do magic missile at 5th level. 75. Bolt. 60. Oh,
You're
no,
just like, pew,
96.
pew, pew, just blasting this thing, parts exploding off, and it's all like held in place, and he's just like, oh yeah, are you sure you have wild magic? I'm not sure you even need to be here. This is impressive, this is.
Literally, I am rolling anything between 60 and 90.
Go on, keep going, keep going. Try and hold it again.
Yeah! I got a 5.
Yeah!
Finally.
Yay! Failure!
I like how I was trying to get that. I knew that you were going to do a wild magic surge, and yet I still don't have the table open. That's just amazing.
So unprepared.
It's just amazing. It's honestly incredible. Right, roll the D1000.
333.
333 is actually quite impressive. So you're and then suddenly this giant monster thing that's roaring and slamming into the ground just there's this flash of light and it's just gone. He's like, yeah. What spell did you use there?
Charm person.
Yes, I don't think that was charm person. Bear with me on this one. He does a little bit of a ritual himself. Gets out with like one of these like magical magnifying glass. Looks at you. Looks around. A bit of the old Sherlock. Yes. As far as I'm aware. In fact, perfect opportunity. Etch. He just wanders off through the door. You're just left in the spell room. Etch.
What?
You're like in bed. He wanders in.
Yeah.
Come.
Okay. I thought I would needed to be signed in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Screw that. Come here.
Screw that.
He's obviously
Fuck my
like
own
excited. Runs up the stairs, gets up, walk into the spell room. Elsie, you see him run in with Etch, and he goes, "Look," and points at just nothingness.
Should I investigate this?
No, what your first reaction is, "Look."
Yeah, that's Elsie.
No. Look.
Okay.
Really look.
And I will investigate.
Yeah. Actually, you could probably use your passive investigation. I guess you're investigating.
I did. I rolled higher, 26.
26. You're just like, what? And you look around, and your brain triggers these, like, ever so slight, like, there was planar magic cast.
Ooh.
Elsie, you can do planar magic?
Yes, planar.
I can do
thought
planar
you'd
magic.
be interested in that. Well, here's the thing. What you did there is you teleported our subject. I'm afraid I don't think I'm ever getting that back to a different plane. I don't know what plane. I hope it transformed back into a dummy, because otherwise someone's going to be in a bit of trouble. But you just off it goes, sent it to another plane. There's powerful magic, that, you know.
Very
I thought you'd be interested, Hitch. Detection. and all.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's the wonderful thing, the incredible thing. You don't know how you did that. Because you're as a sorceress, you're a conduit for the magic. You allow the magic to flow through you, and it's your own internal turmoil, as far as I'm aware, that brings out the instabilities and corrupts the magic as it goes through you, sometimes in less positive ways, sometimes in minuscule ways. But in this case, it seemed to trigger some plane, it opened a plane. Well, sort of temporarily. And off he went.
Okay.
Yes. Now,
Okay.
this does mean, as far as I'm aware, the best way for us to control your wild magic is for you to, and as I appreciate this is going to sound cringy. He looks over at Etch like, yes, you're not supposed to be here anymore.
Oh, great. Bye.
He's like, you're still here?
Yeah, no, he looks around. As much as you should be.
Said it out. He close it.
Just Edge backs away, like Homer backing into the head.
As much as you, it sounds cheesy, you sort of have to work out who you are. Get rid of all these anxieties inside of you.
Cheese, you say?
I'm Elsie.
On a larger scale, you'll know when you've got there. It's just much bigger. Don't worry about it right now. It's not an answerable question.
Kiva Longwin from Veil.
But what does that mean? What does it mean to be Elsie?
Means I was born in Veiluna, named L'Oreal Estelle
But what
Kiva
makes you
Longwin by
different?
my parents.
Makes you you.
My chromosomes.
You have no idea what a
There's
chromosome is.
there's no chance you know what
No
that is.
chance.
0%.
It's a random word she's heard.
It doesn't.
I would
There's no
allow
way
it.
that
I
exists.
don't allow it.
There's no way that exists.
And
That's illegal in
My-
these parts.
my sticks.
Your what?
My sticks.
Your
You know
what?
when you make a doll, you put these all sticks together to make the body, and then you fill it up with like stuffing. My sticks will make me.
But what really defines L'Oriella? They're not the physical embodiment as a person. If you took you and put you in a different body, you'd still be you. And why is that? That is the question you need to answer.
Because of my sticks.
But if your sticks were left behind, you'd still be you.
But my sticks are my core.
Yes.
So they
But
would
the
stay
physical
with me.
is not you. If somebody is reincarnated, they don't change who they are.
This is hurting my head.
It's not an answerable question, is what I'm getting to the answer of.
Why ask me a question I can't answer?
To make you question it. To think.
No, it hurts my head.
But it makes you think. Yes.
No.
Come on, I want to see some more spells.
Okay.
Do I don't know. What's the spell you like the most? You charm? No, it was a different one. Gust. Do some gust.
Okay.
Powerful as you can.
Gusta's cantrip.
As powerful as you can.
Okay, I cast Gust.
Yes, your form is very. I just have to say, whoever taught you to do spells knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, that was my aunt Betsy.
Did you have any formal training?
Betty.
That's
What was my auntie's name?
Betsy,
I don't know.
Betsy.
not Betty. So, go on.
Bestie is the
we
donkey.
named a horse
Yeah.
Betty, and it really freaking confuses me now.
Did she have any formal training?
No, she's a horse.
Donkey.
Donkey.
Oh, she's a donkey.
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 Anyway,
Not that I know of. Maybe.
Yes, because
Possibly, I don't
the
know.
stances you take to do your magic are very they're old elven. Well, it's more like a defense, but it's like the defensive side of the militarized magic.
Oh, she might got that from my uncle.
Hmm. It's interesting, that's all. It's an ancient sort of powerful way of casting magic. I wouldn't be surprised if Etch has seen it before. He probably doesn't recognize it. He doesn't seem to do a lot of standard magic.
Yeah.
Regardless. Get something else. You know, I want to see one more wild magic. I want to understand this.
Misty Step.
Go for it.
What's that level I can do that at?
I don't think that's a levelable.
Yeah.
Second level.
You can cast it at level 5 though, it just won't do anything different.
No, you can't.
Well, you can.
Okay.
You can cast
Yeah,
any
let
spell
me
as a higher level.
Let's do everything at level 5.
Just doesn't make any difference.
I got a 20. So that was a wild magic.
Do it again. Do it again. So you're
Blow
like,
the tower up.
okay, fine, I'll
Why is he turned
teleport.
into a New Yorker?
It's me, not him.
614.
640 or 14.
14. As in 1-4.
It's hilarious. To him, you just stand there and go, okay, I've teleported. For you, you were absolutely convinced that that spell worked as it was supposed to. He's just like, are you going to cast it?
I have casted it.
No.
Yeah.
You're still standing where you're still standing here. Look at yourself. You haven't moved.
I cast it.
Nothing happened. Go, do it again. It's just called the thing is called It Did 2 work. The spell fails, but the caster believes it affected the target to the maximum possible effect.
No, I failed again.
Roll it.
This one is a 615.
Wow, that's
Well, that's
oh. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Nothing seems to happen. And then everybody at the same time hears this. Outside, and he goes, "Oh shit." Just runs out the door.
Yeah, I think Edge would run out the door.
You run out the door, and as you
I
run
was
out the
alright.
door,
I went
what-
out the door as well.
everybody
I think
runs
also
out
right
the
here,
door.
I think, yeah.
And what you
That's
see
just
at
like,
this point is a young red dragon has just landed outside. And at this point, it's probably quite a good example. You're watching Lord Farathul go absolutely fucking wild with spells. Like, he's flipping around like he's a monk, but he's spinning, doing these spells, flying out in all sorts of directions, and it's just crazy magic. This dragon at some point flies in the air, and it's just fireworks and lights, and it's just like, it's like a film. You're like, what the fuck? And then after about 5 minutes, he
What's
just
the
does
film?
this jump in the air. His body like transforms into a weird magical spear and just goes straight into the dragon's head, through the ground, pinning it to the ground, and then he's just standing on the head like, right. Adjusts his hat a little bit. Right. Yes. It appears, Elsie, you made a dragon appear.
That wasn't me.
Yes, it was.
Side.
No, it wasn't. No.
Yep.
That's very impressive.
Mhm.
You can do it again.
Well, you may have made it. I think you called the dragon rather than inventing a dragon.
But I
It was only a juvenile one. It can't be more than 100 years. Easy work. And thank God it wasn't an ancient one, huh? Not convinced I would have been able to work with that one.
Is that an option?
He's only small. Look at him. He's barely bigger than the tower. It's like a load of burnt grass as well, where the dragon was using its fire.
I slowly retreat back into the tower.
Right, that was fun, wasn't it? Sorry about the, have to sort of take it down rather quickly.
Oh, one of the things.
Oh my.
I should probably get back to Elsie. Oh, hang on. It's just a dead dragon outside now.
Are there things that we could collect that might be worth it?
I was thinking about getting a dragon's tooth to put on my
Yeah.
bow.
I'll go up and prepare my
Don't go
vets.
so hard with the dragon.
Dragon's blood, I don't know.
I think, you'd have to do some nature or medicine? There's some
No.
nature rolls in order to. We'll do that in a second. He walks back in. Where's Elsie run to?
At the kitchen.
He comes in and says, "Are you okay? I haven't quite finished with the lessons yet."
I'm finished with the lessons.
Well, there's still some stuff to learn.
I'm done for today.
Oh. Well, if you wish to be, I'm not going to force it on you. Don't worry about making the dragon. These things happen. It's what we're trying to control.
This is a lot of work.
Yes, but nothing comes for free. Nothing comes for free.
Friendship does.
I would argue that friendship does not come for free. You have to put in what you wish to get out.
No, I carry on being a horrible friend and they carry on being my friend.
I would be careful with
Wait,
that line of
I'm
thinking.
playing Elsie, not now.
Hmm?
I'd be careful with that line of thinking, Elsie. It can be dangerous to get complacent, but that's not my place. For now, if you wish to continue the lessons, you're more than welcome to. It's only lunchtime, so there's, time. But until then,
Can I have my break? I want food.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, is that Purdy talking or Elsie talking?
Okay. I mean Purdy as well, but Elsie.
Okay, well, yes. And he wanders out. Outside, Velka's already at the teeth, trying to rip out a tooth with a fucking knife. He's like stabbing at the gums with like blood
Careful,
spraying out.
careful. It's more delicate than that. Come on.
She's like, what?
Come on, let me do my
I broke
roll.
it.
We
It's
can't
got an
use
18
that.
plus 5.
You got a what?
I got an 18 plus 5. This better be worth something.
What do you want to harvest? What would you actually want to harvest from this? Like, as a genuine, I know you've got the high roll, but genuinely, as unit, what would he do?
Probably the hide.
Yeah.
That's Edge is also interested in the hide. For
So you
armor
both just got tearing away at the hide. It's very, very difficult to get off. With your nature, you know the method, but you're going to have to give me a strength to see if you can cut through and actually, how much you can actually pull off the body. Same for
Okay.
Edge. And I'm sure, would Flint, I'm not sure Flint would be into harvesting bodies.
I would like a dragon's tooth.
You just go for the small ones.
Yeah, just a little.
Well, never mind then. That was a 2.
Roll a nature roll. I reckon you do get some scales and hide off, but only, like, you get what would be enough for, like, maybe a set of bracers if a very skilled blacksmith / tailor was working on it to do it efficiently, you know.
15 nature and a 16 strength.
15 nature, 16 strength. You're not as good at finding the areas to do it on. The strength is good. I reckon you get... See, I don't really know how much... I guess I can work out in the future. I'm going to say for unit, you get 1 meter of dragon scale on hide. And for etch, you get 2.5 meters.
I got
So that's
40... Sorry, go on.
Sorry. I didn't register. What's that total in meters that we have?
Well, I mean, you'd put it individually, wouldn't you? Or do you want to just put it all together?
We'll just put it together. I think.
Yeah,
Okay, 3.5 meters or something.
family bag. Okay.
Family bag. Although I would write it down as a 2.5 and a 1 because they're not the same piece.
Yeah. That's fair.
It does make a difference in terms of making things. In terms of
I got
teeth,
I've got a 14 nature and a 7 strength.
I reckon you get one of the tiny teeth out. Just like a... It's kind of hard to tell it's a dragon tooth.
It's okay. I kind of put it onto a thong around my neck.
Yeah.
What are the tiny teeth? I mean, this is a dragon the size of a tower.
Yeah, well, the way
Isn't
I'm
that like the
imagining...
size of a person?
The way I'm imagining the dragon's teeth is there are some that are huge, like like 6 foot like teeth, these huge gigantic things that come around. Even the ones at the front are like huge teeth. But there's like I'm imagining like you know when you see like these worms which have layers and layers and layers of teeth going in.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad as that, but there's like separate layers on the inside of the mouth
Like
because it's so
shark?
big. Kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
except they're getting smaller and smaller, and this like terrifying inside of the mouth with some tiny ones in there.
Yeah, that's fine. So how big is tiny?
Like what I
don't know.
have is the little
Yeah.
things on my vest.
1.5 inches, couple inches.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Like the sort of thing that you'd find like on a like shitty beach souvenir.
Yeah, exactly.
Shark, right, shark necklace.
Definitely a shark tooth.
necklace.
A dragon sentient?
Yes.
They're very intelligent.
Yeah.
In that case, Flint would say a few words over the body.
They are also very evil.
It's still say a few words over the body.
Red dragons especially.
Well, I'm glad we had what's his face.
And on that rather dragony thing, we're going to go for a break for
Food!
10 minutes. Before the break, quite a few things happened, mostly focusing on Elsie, who is currently eating food. You made your way to the tower and met Lord Farathul, who seemed fairly nice, getting you to sign a contract after showing you his tower. No, that wasn't a euphemism. Elsie spent one day focused on knowledge, finding out Farathul, learning about what else he knows, how much she already has worked out, how much she can do, and all these sorts of vague things, much to Elsie's dismay. The rest of the crew did a little bit of research themselves, finding out things about elemental planes, other types of planes, the spell called Sending, and also a little bit about necromancy. No, blood magic, that's the one. The day ended, we moved on to day 2, where there was a bit more of practical magic, which sent Elsie into a bit more of a spiral, doing a load of successful spells until suddenly she made a weird fake monster teleport into a different plane, and then later attracted a dragon to the scene, which was rather swiftly dealt with by Lord Farathul in a very amazing way. Quite a fun day, all in all. We come back at probably, I think it is a lunchtime on the second day. And it's really up to you guys how you would do. Yeah, you can RP eating for once. I'll let you RP eating.
Wait!
Man, this pasta that he makes at his tower is amazing.
Well, he doesn't cook.
Never had anything quite like it.
It's probably Elsie cooking.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
She likes to.
this pasta's amazing, Elsie. Where do you learn to make pasta?
I think. God, I can't remember his fucking name.
Got him.
Uncle O taught me.
All right.
Uncle Ira.
Teach me, please. Yeah, Uncle Iro? Flint taught you?
Oh. No. Glenarvan. You know the guy who married my auntie? And
No.
Dugnut Stream's named after? You do know him.
The elven guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just listen. I know him as your uncle. Don't know him as by name. Okay.
I don't know him at all.
Yeah.
Felga's like, do I know him?
Probably. He was around before the Sunken Sector.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he is now.
Oh, that's
Where did
She
he
died
die?
in the Sunken Sector.
When did he die?
She wouldn't
Um,
before the sunken sector, right?
5 years ago.
Oh, never mind.
I might have known him.
He was hanging around the tavern a bit.
Hmm. Sorry, why are we
Nice guy.
talking about this?
Pasta's amazing.
Ah.
Should have some.
It's like takes a little bit. It's like it's slimy.
Uh huh.
I like meat.
You enjoy it.
There's meat in there.
Where?
The brown bits in between the pasta.
But why not just have like a big slab of meat?
Because
Just
it's the
try
medley that
it.
makes it amazing.
It's like nibbles a little bit like. Oh. It's like grass. Oh. Nah, I'm good. She just goes over and just like starts. She gets like looking through a fridge or whatever, a cold box. She's like, that's what I like it. Gets out all of the bacon and just starts frying it all up.
I thought you were just going to say an entire sausage. Just or not a sausage, like a stick of salami or something.
No, it's just bacon. This'll do.
I may have flung some sausage in my face.
Excuse yourself.
I'm excused.
So Velka's like, so what are you learning today? Also, why is there a dragon here? It was cool, but like, why?
Bells.
Hells bells.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the focus of why you're here, though. Yeah. So, what did you learn in particular?
Well, no, I wasn't learning spells. I was casting spells.
Why is there a dragon?
The gods.
I'm tracking
Her magic
this.
did the thing wrong again.
Oh, you made a dragon? That's so cool.
No, the Lord said that she called the dragon. Which I don't know how spells call the dragon.
You have a dragon's phone number?
What's a phone?
What's a number?
2.
Asking you shall receive. I was like, oh, okay, well. I mean, honestly, like the most exciting thing that's happened since we left Veluna,
Yeah.
probably.
Last 2 days have been a blast.
The boat ride
Learned a
was
bunch.
exciting.
The what? The boat ride? That was boring as shit. I was attracted to a guy that turned out to be attracted to the opposite gender. That's not fun.
No, he was attracted to the same gender. That's why he wasn't attracted
No,
to
opposite
you.
gender to me.
The same gender for him.
What's with the finger guns? Elsie, what has happened to you? Also, what's a gun? What's with the finger boomsticks?
This!
This.
This!
The finger booms.
I don't know. I thought it'd be cool. Is it not cool?
Elsie, I can say with every ounce of my heart, if you think it's cool, that's still a big problem. Please stop doing it.
What if I
You're
started doing
cool.
it? Boom, boom.
You're like my dad's
Pow.
age, so that's even weirder. Just don't. It's so.
Pow pow.
I learned this word from the fourth kids called cringe, and it's so that.
I hate this.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that means.
Okay, Etch, do the thing again.
Boom, boom.
You know how that makes you feel?
Pow pow.
Okay, it's not gonna happen to you.
Oh, this is great.
My bacon's done. She just picks up a bag of bacon, like, I'm leaving.
Wait for me. I'll come with you.
Alright, aren't you meant to be learning shit today?
I was gonna hide.
Why?
School's boring. I don't know why I ever wanted to go to school.
The entire reason we left is so that you could be here. So sit your ass down
Yeah.
and fucking learn.
I saw. I'm going home.
No.
Why not?
Because what's the point?
The point is, I don't like school.
Oh, things got difficult for a little bit, so you're leaving.
oh no, the guy I like somebody else, so I'm gonna hide away for days and cry.
Oh, the guy I like is twice my age, and my potential kind of weird dad's friend doesn't like me. We can do this all fucking day. You're fucking learning, alright?
Fuck you, I don't like him like that.
I didn't mention any names.
I know who you meant. I ain't fucking stupid.
Who was I talking about?
You know.
Do I?
Jackson!
Nothing wrong with liking Jackson.
Except I don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do I have to tell you this? He's a friend.
Yeah, and I'm sure you want him to be much more.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Velka's back.
Yeah, she is.
And beardless.
Well, I mean,
Less
beard.
bearded.
Look, listen. You might as well stick it out and learn. You only said it's gonna be 3 days. You're halfway through.
Where's all this taking place?
I don't know, like
In the dining room area.
probably
I
just
thought it was, like,
outside.
just outside as
Yeah.
you were walking away, yeah.
Don't
It's
give
winter.
up. Like that's just, you know.
I'm just. I don't like the destruction I cause all the time.
Well, it's gonna keep happening if you don't learn how to control it.
He's not teaching me to control it, he's just telling me to make bloody spells happen.
Yeah, probably has a reason. I mean, do you see him take down that fucking dragon? He knows what he's doing.
You want to be cool like you. This going to school is not cool.
Okay, 2 things on that. 1, you don't want to be like me.
One, I do.
No, I'm screwed up. Like crazy
So
screwed
am
up. 2,
So am I.
I went to school.
2, I'm going to school. I will see you after my lesson. Bye!
Bye.
That was
That
just
was
to clarify.
so
that
easy.
was Elsie. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
getting out of an argument about whether she should stay in school by going to school.
No, it was It was her saying I don't want to go to school because Velka probably didn't go
Yeah.
to school. Velka said I did go to school, and she went, "Okay, bye."
She did not go to school.
What's up?
Velka just walks back in, sits next to Ash. She's like, she'll be fucking anything.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, why didn't you send me to school?
Because the schools are not really school.
But like, why?
You know, they're just like the community centers.
In fact, yeah, why did you learn me to learn? Why did you teach? See, I need schooling.
Why do you learn me?
Why,
Why did you learn me?
why did you teach me to stab things instead of like, you know, normal human interaction? I blame you for me.
It seemed more prevalent
I've
at
just
the time, given
interjected
the.
that Elsie did go to the community schools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's educated that young lady. To a degree.
To a degree.
So I mean, really, Valka did better by not going at all.
Yeah, I feel like.
Just seemed more prevalent, given the state of the city, to know how to defend yourself before, you know.
Preference, not the word you mean.
Okay, whatever, loser. I'm leaving. Well, I'm gonna go to Loru and like, I don't know, do things.
Learn a thing.
Hey.
Gonna become a druid.
Kitty.
Why would I want to learn magic?
Kitty.
I don't know. Seem interested in learning.
Magic's fucking
That's a
useless and.
kitty.
Yes, there's a cat. Thank you.
We like.
If you want to learn, well,
Oh God, you're here. Jesus. I thought it was only Etchy.
He's sitting here. He's sitting here the whole time.
Oh, jeez.
He was doing his monk thing.
Yeah, he's just quiet, creepy.
entire childhood learning, and let me tell you, I've known a lot of very, very well-educated men in my time at the monastery, and that doesn't make them like good people. You're a good person. You don't need to have education. You be you. You're fine.
I once slapped a child because he was annoying me.
And I'm sure you'll get slapped yourself because you annoyed other people. It happens.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Okay, we'll be here eating this delicious pasta. Mm.
She just walks
Bam,
out.
bam. Talk to you later.
Please don't do that.
What is that? Can I have a go at that?
Yeah. It's boom fingers.
Boom, boom. Like that.
No. You gotta snap first.
Oh, here's a
And then-
boom, boom. Boom,
No,
boom.
no.
I love.
It's,
Can I?
Ellie is like, eh?
Oh, my
Every
God.
time you're clicking your fingers.
Yeah, she leaves. I'm loving this. Greg is pretending to be an awkward dad, doing like a thing, and then there's my
I'm not
dad.
pretending.
Then there's my dad being an awkward dad with far more information on how to be. And the worst part is, everyone would probably say Dad's cooler than me. So moving on.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
So where does Elsie go?
Oh,
She
goes
goes
to
up
look
to-
at the cat.
Anybody get what? Yes, Elsie. Yes, where was
She goes up to wherever, to the spell room or something. Yeah, spell room.
Spell room's empty. You would probably assume that Lord is in his study.
She walks into the study then.
You walk into a door, most likely.
No, she tries to open the door.
It's not open, but you know, you knock, he opens. Come in, yes. Ah,
Want to knock?
Elsie? No, I just love the idea of you walking into a door. I just imagine Elsie just doing that thing where you start to open a door, assuming it's open, and keep walking. And
Yeah.
Come in.
Okay. Lessons. Where? Doing what? When?
You're interested?
Yeah.
Okay. You said you were done for the day.
No, I'm back. Ah!
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just lost balance. It's okay.
You aren't a very well put together person, are you?
What's put together?
So take a seat.
Do they fall backwards?
No, they shouldn't do. Not unless you lean.
Well, that's what happens. I lean, and then all of a sudden they go. Bleh!
Take a seat.
Okay, where am I taking it to?
This is why
You want fun here.
this is why teachers are so patient.
So now we've got an actual dad doing dad jokes. We've got Greg pretending to be an awkward dad in the game. We've got Elsie in the game making awkward dad jokes, and me in real life. And Alex is there.
And me questioning my choices of who I invited to make a D&D podcast with.
It can be this long, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Pretty sure I started questioning when you burnt down an inn.
Yeah, that was a while ago though. That wasn't that. And then you did a new campaign with us after all that.
I just
Yeah,
explained.
I don't
It was
know.
only a
It's
small
my fault
explosion.
now.
It hardly counted.
This is our 80th episode of D&D.
Is it
No,
really?
it's not. It's like
A little more.
100 and something. We've breached 100.
Well, I'm about to say we're on 40 for. Well, we're on session
No, but
20
I mean, yeah.
for 40 for the podcast.
Yeah,
No,
Session
it depends on
one,
what
I
you
mean.
count as episodes of the podcast.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
count the
this is all. No. Anyway,
Meanwhile,
Elsie sits down. Yes, I'm taking control of that, and he says,
He
You-
forcibly sits Elsie down.
"You have a lot of concerns with your magic, don't you?"
Yes.
I cannot force you to learn. I obviously there's it's a free world, but if you're worried about the dangers of your magic, they're not going to be cured by ignoring them. In fact, it can get worse.
I just thought I'd learn cool new spells coming here.
You'll learn those over time. That happens. I'm only doing a few days of assessment, learning where you are in the whole of this.
I know, it's been boring.
I'm not even sure where to approach that one. If you don't want to learn, then you don't have to be here.
I want to learn, but we've just been going through stuff that I either don't know, as in you're trying to find out what I don't know and I don't know anything, or doing stuff that I already know.
But I have to know where to start.
You start at the beginning.
I did.
very good place to start.
At least I started at the beginning of how I teach people.
It's just different to how I've been told, that's all.
Maybe so. But I'm not sure what your other options are. I want you to understand what position you're in right now. I am happily giving 1,000 of my gold for every month that passes to your family in order to train you to be a powerful sorceress. For no gain of my own, for no... Well, I don't get anything out of it other than maybe a friend. If
You want to be friends?
If you went to the university in Loru, you would be charged more than I'm giving per month. You would learn some druidic magic and be put into a set of oaths that you can't break. Druidic magic is fun, but you wouldn't have the freedom to learn what you want to learn. If you went to anywhere else in the world, I don't think anywhere would be too different. There's the university in Veluna that is working in a sense of its own, but more of a research center at this point. The point I'm trying to make is, if you don't want to be here, that's fine. You don't have to be. Whilst you're here and learning, I will provide money to your family, but if you leave and decide, that's it, then so be it.
Soviet.
So be it. Your choice.
Stay.
I don't want this to be a arduous process for you of hate and all that, but I have a way of doing things. You have to appreciate this. Yes?
Yes.
Right. So on that note, your magic. Has it always been temperamental?
Yes.
Always? No matter what?
Yeah.
And how confident are you in your magic?
Not very.
Hmm?
Not very.
Not very. I mean, those two things do get associated together. Like I said, you are a conduit, like a funnel for the magic in the air. I didn't tell you yesterday, but the theory I have, at least, which some people corroborate, but is the belt in the sky, the rainbow belt.
Yeah.
It looks very pretty. It looks like stars. It is not stars, as far as I can tell. It's difficult to get up there and analyze, but as far as I can tell, that is a ring around the entire planet of dust that sparkles as the suns shine through them. Now, if my theory is correct, this dust is inherently magical. Lord knows where it came from or how it was created, but it provides magic down to the earth, creates a magical air, effectively. That, with the right knowledge, being a sorcerer or a wizard, you can control. Wizards learn how to control it, manipulating it. Sorcerers are conduits that have been born with it in their blood. You just need to learn how to take out the impurities and cast what you want to cast, not a slightly altered version sometimes. Yes?
Yeah.
And that is very partially mental. You've got to have a clear mind. You've got to be thinking straight. No concerns, no worries. Fill yourself with confidence and push forwards. Now, practice is definitely a second part of it all, which I appreciate worries you so, but it is necessary. I mean, practice the smaller things, you know? Work your way up. I wouldn't advise that you do a top tier spell every day. If it's necessary, then it's necessary, but it becomes more unstable as you pass more through yourself. Yes, this is why I'm getting you to show me your magic. I want to see your form. I want to see how you use it and under what circumstances it alters. What makes it go slightly awry. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to try some more magic?
Yes.
You can't shake your head and say yes. Well, I mean, you can, but...
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Let's go to the spell room. Right. Right, we're in the spell room now. Working with the mind. We're in the spell room, yes. Okay. I want you to remember, though things can go slightly wrong, it's all safe. I mean, a bloody dragon came down and everything was okay. But let's start low, shall we? I want you to do, not a cantrip. Some of those tend to be, I think, too simple for this, but something on a lower end of a scale.
Magic missile?
Do a magic missile? Yes, do it one of my remaining dummies.
It's just himself.
Well, I tried 96, so that would have worked.
So, are you casting this? This is out of. Are you casting it with confidence? Do you think Elsie is trying to put like a roll, or is she still very like?
No, I think she's like, right, I've got to do this.
And then the blows off the head of the why do I always forget the word dummy? It just sort of slowly
Dummy.
grows back. It repairs itself again. Like,
Dipshit.
look at that. See?
Let's call it the Greg.
Greg.
See?
Alex.
Confidence. It's the confidence. It helps. Now, it might go wrong at some points, but I truly believe with a little bit of practice and a little bit of guidance, you can reduce the chance of it, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So are you ready for an afternoon of practice?
Yes.
Doing that thing where you shake your head and say yes again.
Yes.
Now you're
Yeah.
just wibbling your head around like you're some sort of weird bobblehead.
What's a bobblehead?
It's a head that bobbles.
There are bobbleheads in this universe.
Yes, I have a bobblehead of Edgar Furthenforth V. He's very famous.
Oh.
I want to see it.
Anyway,
At least like a living bobblehead. Sort of.
I think she'd be a bobblehead if you moved your hand up and down like this. Which would be kind of cruel. No. She's like,
No.
No.
Sort of.
What the hell are you
No.
Anyway,
doing?
okay. So you spend that afternoon doing some wonderful, wonderful stuff. Can you please give me a...
No.
Why? Give me an M.
That's a shame.
The
Yeah, I
M's
was going to
okay.
give you a chance, but apparently no. No, give me a wisdom... I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Yeah, give me a wisdom roll.
8.
Ooh.
Right.
Ellie's really staring at you like, what the fuck?
So I reckon,
It's only the first.
with
one,
it being an
I think
8,
it's gonna end up with a cat on your shoulder in a minute.
with being an 8, you can now every time you roll the D100, you minus 1.
What?
Well,
What?
that's better than nothing.
What?
Oh wait, no, you add 1. You add 1. Sorry, it's the other way around. I got my...
Oh.
Yeah.
You add
That's
1.
kind of a relief.
A D100 plus 1.
It's -1 if you got below 5. No.
Yeah, so it's a D100 plus 1. I reckon you have a fairly good evening of learning, but you're not like... It's only one afternoon, so, you know, it's not going to bring out a lot in it. But I think, you know, I mean, you can tell me how else it feels after, but it's like a lot of... He's obviously trying not to keep it monotonous, but like practicing again and again. He'll say, no, do this instead of this. No, hold yourself like this. Give me some gusto. Shout the words out louder. Like trying to get you to be more confident with your spell casting. And at the end of it all, I reckon when you leave after what's probably like another 4 hours, Velka's just waiting outside the room.
What are you doing here?
All right, I'll leave then. Jeez.
No, don't, no! I just didn't expect you to be here. You startled me.
I just
New word I learned
figured you'd
today.
be finishing at some point and say hi.
Hi.
Bought you something.
Ah, what is it?
It's a little like dagger necklace.
I love it! Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Although if you're wearing it, do avoid the stall that's kind of blue with a dude with spiky brown hair.
I'll hide it under my top.
Yeah.
Can you help me put it on? Because I can't do the clasp.
She just goes around and like clasps it, like rather aggressively. We're just like, whatever, I'm done. Like, okay,
Thank you!
I'm gonna leave now. Walks off.
Aw.
Oh.
Alex, we're on the wrong screen, by the way.
Da, da, da.
So it comes down to another dinner time. What did the rest of you guys do during the day today?
Another day, another day.
Well, I was
another
wondering if Unit wanted to do any more practice if he's learning to paint.
I think Unit would kind of just go along with it, like. Yes.
Because I imagine since there's nothing else much is going on, Flint would probably go outside, set up his easel, and start to paint the tower. Hey, Unit, you know you're doing that. Not-
You
not
set up the
paint-
easel
yeah.
and he's just painting the tower.
He's got graffiti.
Gets out a
The world's
paintball.
first graffiti.
That's a good idea. Start painting a massive mural of
There's
red,
no way that's the first graffiti.
of the red. Yes, the massive mural of the red dragon on the side of the tower.
Yeah, and there's like a dragon next to it.
Yeah.
Just painting the dragon grey to match the tower.
So as I need to get the higher part, I run up.
Anyway.
Anyway, so you do a painting lesson.
Yeah.
Etch would approach a unit and say, I saw you on the other side of the screen thing in the ancient library.
Yes.
Did you need something from the library?
I was curious to see whether there was any information about the kind of resurrection magic that or the resurrection necromancy, whatever you call it.
To help your people?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can look into it. I'll let you know what I find.
I would appreciate that.
Alright. And just at some point throughout the day, I'll
Well,
try to
there is
get in
another day,
contact.
so I'm sure you'll get to that.
Okay.
I mean, I
I'll
guess,
look into it tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Today he'd go to the normal library and look for information on the Macoris.
That's a place.
Yep, that is a place.
The islands of the listen.
Can
Listen,
confirm.
when you create an entire world, sometimes you forget like you won't get any more information than you currently have. You know, this whole idea that it's a bog, but it's a bit abnormal because it should be cold, but it's warm. The water kind of so slowly turns into like a weird bog that kind of makes an island, but it's weirdly, it's like the water just gets thicker and thicker until it's
It's a
just
spooky
kind of a
bog.
bog. It's just weird, like little pocket of ickiness
Icky.
It's gross.
with dangerous things on it.
Ew.
Okay, I'll give you one extra thing. I have to write this down if I'm going to say it.
Gross.
On the Macoris, there's mention of someone went there and did manage to come back with a couple limbs missing after they met what they described as a giant beast, which had, you know, hundreds of teeth, kind of shaped like a bear. I'm also writing this down.
Currently, you are just describing a bear.
Bears do not have hundreds of teeth.
No, I don't know. Macoris
It's an
might.
eldritch
You ever
bear.
seen a bear mouth?
Except, you know, it had like it's sort of described as strange warped skin with no hair, and just an incredibly
It's a very rude
violent.
thing to say about your father.
Wow! Wow!
Oh my lord.
I should remember that next time we have a fight, don't you? All right.
And it, like
You said it, not me.
extremely violent like tendencies to just no retribution. But that's like a vague like rendition from someone who's come back traumatized and all this kind of stuff.
Whew, okay.
Yay.
We have to go there.
Me too.
I'm in danger.
I'm in
It
danger.
is very that.
And then I guess he'd also just look up some possible ingredients for future concoctions for his body alteration chemical stuff, but that's not really
Yeah, I mean you can find
stuff to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another rest, another night, and another morning where Elsie is woken up once again, a poke in the face by a small child.
And I wake Velka up in the same way.
Why do you do this to me?
Payback for the boat.
What happened on the boat?
Woke me up every morning by poking me in the face.
What a shithead.
Did I? I don't think I did that. That
Yeah.
doesn't sound like me.
Oh, duh. Doesn't sound like me. Not at all, Velka. Not
Yeah.
at all.
Oh, I'm glad you agree. Cool. I'll go back to sleep now.
I throw my pillow at her as I walk out.
As you walk out, the pillow just hits you in the back of the head.
Brat.
Love you too.
And I go to lesson.
You go to the lesson. You're in a classroom today, and Farathul is sitting. He's sitting on the table with his legs crossed, and he's doing this very like I'm an English professor. Yeah. So today, theory.
Do I have to write?
Well, I know you can't, so we can do it verbally.
Good.
I want to know how much you know. We touched on it earlier, but how magic works in general, where it comes from, and why people and animals can use it. Like I said, we spoke about it a little bit, but firstly, a little bit of how much you remember, but also more specificity, if you remember what that word means.
No.
Details.
Details! See, I told you it was that.
Yes. Do you know the different forms of humanoid magic?
No.
Well, you are one of them, and what would you be classed as?
Human?
Bit of a dickhead.
The magical side of who you are. I've mentioned it many a time, and I'm sure people have before me.
Scortha.
Sorcerer. Or sorceress, if you wish to put a gender to it.
That's what I said.
Sorcerer. Can you remember why a
Sorcerer.
sorcerer has magic? Or what did you think it would be?
Because they were born with it. Or maybe it's Maybelline.
You fucker.
I was thinking it.
No, I think Maybelline stopped giving magic as a god quite a few years ago. Yes, they're born with it. So, what was I saying earlier about how you perform your magic?
By washing my hands around and go blah 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 blah.
Yes. Anything more technical?
No.
Verbal.
There is
Somatic.
yes.
and
these are the
material.
types. Yeah.
And
Yes.
abjuration. And conjuration.
These are the sources of yes. No. Hold,
Iteration.
Elsie. Do you know any forms of magic people tend to have? Why people have magic?
They were born with it.
That's a sorcerer.
They do it with dead people.
That's more of a school of magic than a
I
source.
don't think it's even that. Does it with dead people.
What would you call someone
that's
who
not-
does not
that's
inherently have
illegal.
magic as a ability, but learns it and learns how to create spells or use spells in books and such?
A thief.
Excuse me?
A thief.
Why would you call that a thief?
Because if they weren't born with it, then they don't deserve it.
I don't think that's a good school of thought, Elsie.
Elsie is a
No,
wizard
school is
fascist.
necromancy. You
Yikes.
taught me this earlier. School is necromancy, abjuration, and all that jazz.
This is not the same thing we're talking about.
You're confusing me now.
Not schools of magic, sources.
Like a sorcerer.
That is one, yes.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying.
Name another.
A sorcerer.
It's the same thing,
They're
Elsie.
different. Sorceress.
That is the same thing.
Blood magic.
Is a type of magic, and I will give that to you. They are in their own classification. I guess people,
Book magic.
they like to call them blood hunters. Book magic. Now you're in the right area, but what would you call that? Someone who uses a book to have all of their spells written down.
A geek.
A nerd.
Fucking nerd. High five! Hell yeah! No.
Chest bump.
There is a word of it. You must have heard of it. Begins with a W.
Water.
Women.
Yes. Water is the source of magic where a book is used to write down spells.
It started with a W. And it's the first word that came to my head.
A wizard.
Harry.
Let's see.
You're
Yes.
with it, Harry.
Shut up, it's funny.
You're a water, Harry.
You're a woman, Harry.
Alex is up to here.
I know.
He's so done.
I want to get him above the screen though. Love you.
Can you name any other types of magic with that information?
Wizard.
Other than sorcerer and wizard?
Warlock.
Yes. Now, can you say where a warlock's power comes from?
The war.
Oh. I guess in a very theoretical and convoluted way you could say this, but I don't think you meant it in that way. Why do warlocks have magic?
Because they were born with it?
No, that's not a warlock's magic.
Because they locked it in from the war.
No. Warlocks have a patron, if you know what that means. A demonic or generally considered... what's the word? This is Alex struggling with the word.
Unsavory?
No, I'm thinking like, what's the abyssal? That's the language. You know, like down there, whatever.
Demonic.
Yeah.
It's demonic.
Demonic entity channeling
Infernal?
power through them. Yeah, I guess infernal. Channeling power through them.
What, like Whitebane?
It's white man.
Who the fuck's Whitebane?
He's a Bane that's white.
I thought it was a bone that was white.
Yeah.
What?
It's just every bone.
So, it's a warlock. Can you think of what could be considered the opposite of a warlock? You probably met them in your travels.
Colrau.
We met
Oh,
an
right.
Aethermar.
Well, I mean, yes, they are derived in the same root, but they're not a source of magic.
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You are allowed to say you don't know. These are words that will
I
not offend me.
I don't know. I don't know.
A
I
cleric
don't know.
or a paladin.
What are they?
You've heard of the gods?
Yeah. I think. Don't really worship them.
No, you don't have to. But clerics, paladins gain their power from gods, in the same way a warlock gets it from a demon. The gods have a lot of power, and for whatever reason decide to imbue some of that onto people.
Is that
Normally
to fight
people.
the demon ones?
Well, it can be for any reason. Not necessarily even a good reason.
But if they're gods, then it would be good.
Gods are not necessarily good.
But then if they're not good, they're demons.
This is not how it works. Gods and demons are not opposites or the same weird group of people that people imagine them to be. They are just another race, like you or an elf or an Aesima. They're just a type of creature.
I've got an Aethermar friend.
Good for you. They're like a type of people. And if they decide to give some power away, it can be for whatever reason. But do not think them to be good or evil, necessarily. There is a trend, definitely, but some people are assholes, some people are nice. It's the same as that.
So like Valkyrie and Etch.
I'm not going to make assumptions as to which ones you think are which.
Okay. Psst. Valkyrie's the arsehole.
I didn't hear what the other word was.
There's one final type. Can you name it? Or at least of the main sources.
Druid.
Druid, yes. In fact, I think you know a
My
druid.
brother's one of them.
Perhaps. There's one slightly closer to you that is a druid.
My brother?
Yes, you just said that.
I don't know any more druids.
Unit?
He's a druid? I thought he was a formicid.
Holy fuck.
They are different. You are a human and a sorcerer. He is a druid and a formicid.
I thought he was a formicid and a druid.
Semantics.
You can tell
So
why
where do you
nobody
think
likes
druids
people.
get their magic from? Where do you think druids get their magic from?
They get their magic from nature.
They do. It's similar to a sorcerer, but over the presumably thousands or millions of years that the Rainbow Belt, in my theory, has been imbuing magic down to the earth, it is collated. It is collected into a form that can be sometimes used by those who are close to the earth, as formicids are. I have one final question. Although, I guess with a little bit of not homework, a little bit of remembering first. Well, do you remember? I think he just literally just said it. Do you remember where the magic comes from?
Which magic?
All magic. Why is there magic in the air?
Comes from the rainbow belt.
The Rainbow Belt. And this is a question of theory, because there is no correct answer here. Hmm?
Can I have a gold star?
Yes.
Thank you.
I want to ask your theory as to why the belt emits magic. Now, there is no correct answer for this. I do not have an answer myself. I have a theory, but there is no proof.
Because somebody with lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of magic put it in the sky and decided to keep their magic there.
So you think it's a storage system?
Yeah.
Interesting. Who do you think would have that much magic? If
I don't
they,
know.
if the people
Person
we
who
know that
created the world.
you think the world was created?
Well, yeah, it had to come into creation somehow.
Interesting. My theory is different, but arguably similar. My theory includes the current gods that are worshipped today are not the original gods of this plane. I do
I agree
believe.
with that.
You do?
I do.
Why?
Because if the gods aren't passed down through generations, then they get lost. And then people make their own ones up.
What?
Well, if there's only one person left worshipping the god and they die and nobody knows about that god doesn't really exist anymore.
No. No, gods do not need to be believed in to exist.
No, but like nobody really knows about them.
Well, I get it, but they would exist in the same way as someone on Earth not being known about.
Earth.
Gel not being known about.
But yeah, but if you don't know somebody exists, then what's the point in their life?
Ouch.
No, but imagine your life
Rude.
where nobody knew about you.
I think
It'd
I
be
could
very
get along with it.
lonely.
I think lonely exists. There's another question at hand. Besides, the current gods I do believe are from a different plane. Drawn here by my original theory of magic in a belt being generated infinitely. I think the belt is the original gods, not in their original form.
Oh, so
being
when they
said.
die, they go to the belt.
I don't think it was intentional. I think none of the original gods exist anymore, for whatever reason. What we see is what is left.
You're a very dark person.
I have my theories, which come from many years of investigation. There's no way of proving them yet, but I work on it.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing that thing again.
I don't know what you want about.
Hmm.
Mm.
Anyway.
Anyhow.
I think that's all I have for you for the 3 days that we have had here. But it is very useful. Now. I'm going to give you some homework. You have stated how you want to keep...
I don't like homework. Don't make me do homework.
You have stated how you don't want to stay around here learning, which is reasonable, but you will have to come back at some point. So between then and now, I want you to invent a spell. Now, don't do it on the spot. I don't want you to actually be able to perform a spell, but I want you to have a practice of theory. Take down these bullet points. This is what I want you to come up with. And again, it doesn't have to be successful. It's all theory. I want you to name the spell. I want you to come up with the school of magic, which it would be for this spell. What the spell does. Why the spell would be needed.
Hang on.
Why does he need to slow down? Else he can't write.
Yeah.
Because else you can't understand it either.
Wait, where did you get to?
Why needed?
Why and possibly how the spell would work. And then finally, the practical uses of the spell. Now, there's no time limit on this. As I've said, you can come and go from here to learn at your own pace. Whenever you come back, I will help you and go forth from there. But for now, if you wish to stick around, you're more than welcome to, but there is no plan on the spot at this point.
The forbidden word.
But I like plans.
Alex very sassily tossing his hair back.
It's just in my way.
Werewolf transformation
plan?
triggered.
Plan needs to happen. Plans are the way we plan our lives. We need a
Yes.
plan. Please give me a plan. I need a plan. I can't cope without a plan.
That's
I
not
want
compute.
plan.
That's not compute.
I just gave you a plan.
Explain.
You said there was no plan.
I said there's no plan in the tower, but I've given you the work.
Where do I find the plan?
I've just given it to you.
You said it's not in the tower, so you can't have given it to me because then it's not in the tower. Then it's in the tower. I need a plan now.
Make a spell.
Okay.
That's your plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I have tigers in it?
If you find an appropriate reason, then sure. You have the bounds.
Awesome.
She's gonna materialize a
I'll see it's
goddamn tiger plan.
Unhinged.
You what?
Oh my god.
What did you just say?
What did you say?
I just said Elsie is unhinged.
Oh, you're now working that out. Okay.
It's
Oh,
only
no,
been 20 seconds.
Well, you're welcome to, like I said, for the rest of the day, use the services that we have. But yes, that's all I have for you for now.
What are the schools of magic again?
I mean, you can find them in a book, surely. Do your own research.
Are they necromancy and all that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Watch Elsie's spell be raise tiger from dead.
No, it's going to be extremely complicated involving a tiger,
Yeah.
but it's actually a cat.
Oh, that'll be worked on in the background. He leaves and goes back up to his study, as per the end of a conversation would.
That's normal human functions.
And Elsa gets another 7,000
Elsie
XP.
T-pose out of the
Okay,
room.
she's just not going to listen to that. That's fine.
That's fine.
Elsie gets an extra. Gets another one.
7,000 XP. If you don't want them, though, that's fine.
No, I.
That's
What?
And Etch would like to do a little more
So
research.
you were just going to say Etch would also like to have XP.
Yeah, Etch
Oh,
would
yeah.
also like more XP.
Yes.
Always.
Yes, during this
Uh,
day, we'll go back to what research you wanted to do.
So, I don't know too much about it either, so I'd be like,
The Dummy's Guide to Necromancy.
yeah, necromantic spells that could affect Formicid or mushrooms.
Give me a just give me like an investigation.
Raising
roll.
mushrooms from the dead.
24.
24. I'm not really sure what. I want to just clarify what Simon your unit was trying to work out from this.
Ah.
It's not very helpful because I mean, like, what he can find out is that, yeah, you can be a druid from that kind of thing. I mean, like, some of the spells that
I
you
think he
cast.
like whether there was any information on like how the mushroom might have mutated,
Gosh, there you
or
go.
you know, like how you might, I don't know, reverse it back or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, that you wouldn't find much on that, and that's also not necromantic. If you told him to look up necromancy, you would find nothing really on mushrooms and what would have happened to them.
Hmm.
I figured it might have something to do with it, considering that like the
I mean,
Good
in a way, I
response,
guess
such.
that is still information. The lack of information being information. You know.
yeah, fair enough.
I think Edge is rather intuitive. I think he'd switch to just focusing on mutations in mushrooms.
You'd
To
find
make
some
all- something like that.
herbology, I'm sure, and I think, as far as you can tell, apparently, sorry, Discord's just shat itself. So anyone who's watching, I'm sorry, it's
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
just-
no, it's happened to everyone, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that sorts itself out. You'd find, sorry, a little interruption in my brain. You'd find that it seems as most likely to just be a natural mutation. There's no, like, nothing bad at play as such. It's more, in the magical world that we live in, sometimes, it's more of a history-based thing. There are other cases of, you know, plants that seemed fine just suddenly becoming very bad and aggressive. I mean,
Oh,
Bye.
oh no.
Ruined.
Yeah, it's suddenly like, yeah, for example, like sentient tree.
Nope.
yay!
I knew it. I knew it the second. Hello?
No.
Hello?
Like sentient trees and
What
such.
happened?
You know, those sorts of things are
Wild magic.
an example of when something that's, you know, it's just standard what would you call it? Evolution. That's the word.
Okay.
But I mean, there's no proof that this is exactly what's happened here. It's just like from your research, it seems like it can happen that things just suddenly kind of, well, not suddenly, but have changed and adapted.
Hmm.
Which, of course, you can partly, or the right word, whatever, move across to Unity is.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have been walking through this with me, and I would have just been like reading out the interesting passages.
Mhm.
Well, seems like we're just trying to find a natural cure for a natural problem.
Yes, it would seem that way.
Hmm.
That's perhaps better than it being a malicious thing.
Yeah. Nice to know it's not targeting your people.
Agreed. It.
Brings on an interesting question of why you're immune, though.
Indeed. I'm not entirely sure.
I think given some extra time, Edge would also just spend time browsing through the library for interesting information that he may not be privy to already.
I mean, sure. There's not
Yeah.
really much like.
Yeah, I know. Just random information.
And you come to
More
another.
for
You come to another
Sorry.
evening. I was just gonna say after
Hang on,
after all of
I
this.
haven't done my bit. So
Yeah.
while they were doing their investigations, I
Still
was thinking
painting.
that no, I've hopefully finished my painting by now. But
Maybe.
in between, hopefully,
Painted the whole tower already.
only one part of it, just a nice mural, a memorial of the Red Dragon. But he would also, Flip would be interested in finding out about the area around Teleran in is it in Demarth? No, it's in Carmanthia. It's the area where the mediator said the Black Knight was.
Yeah. Geographically, Teleran is oh, that's not right. Is not that interesting of a place, and not too dissimilar to when you were around like Harl and Akdub. It's warmer than the much more southern regions, and it's there's not a lot of bigger towns or cities around where it is. There are some bigger places which I'm not going to give you names for because which are closer over towards like Paden Island, which you may have seen. That does have a name already, and the West Coast. But in that particular area, there's no gigantic rivers, there's nothing big. It kind of seems like you could do some farming on the rolling hills and it would kind of be a place that you can live, but it's not big old central, let's build a city here.
So there's nothing special in the area. I'm just interested in
Not
Black Knight
that
ended
you
over
can
there.
research and find, no.
No, fair enough. And if I still had time, I'd also be interested in having already investigated the fire plane, all that's the fire elemental plane and so on. I'd be interested in trying to see if there's anything I can do to improve my fire spells. Because I've
Yeah, you
got
can give me
a couple of
an
spells.
investigation.
An investigation. I will do that with the investigation +0. Okay, I'll use the one that Alex gave me. So it's all, if it's a bad roll, it's all his fault. Missed completely. Let's try it again.
If it's a
That
good roll, it's his
is-
fault as well.
It is a 14 again. 14.
14. Yeah, I mean, there's vaguely some things in there about like fire-based magic, but nothing crazy up there. For the 14, you can have 500 XP, which is basically arbitrary.
Nothing's
Super duper.
arbitrary, Alex.
And then I go back to finish off my painting.
Yes. What does unit do during the day? I suppose you were doing your researchy stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then
The,
you come to
extra-
a nice evening.
Sorry, the extra research that he did, it was more so just for the grim psychometry thing that blood hunters have,
Sure.
which is just when making an intelligence history check to recall information about a dark past surrounding an object you are touching or a location you are present in, you have an advantage on the roll. Just learning dark path things.
Hashtag just dark path things.
Yeah, hashtag just dark path things.
And you come to another evening of food sitting around the table. I'll take this off. Screw it. Jesus.
Yeah.
Where am I?
Oh,
Oh, your head's
oh.
flat.
Yep.
How was your last day of classes, Elsie?
School's out.
Different.
How so?
What do you learn?
He wants me to create a spell.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Sounds like hell.
I don't know. Sounds like fun to me. Any ideas?
Like fun.
No idea at all.
Well, what's your favorite spell?
Gust.
Well, make something from that then. Something to do with wind, perhaps, or
I
weather.
would call
or,
it
I don't know,
flatulence.
flatulence. I mean, you've done
Scented
lightning once.
gust.
That was you did lightning once. That was quite good. So you could do something with that, perhaps.
I think Putty's actually writing this down.
What did you always wish you could do with magic?
Yes. When you were growing up.
Heal people.
Well, there you go.
That wand's a pen, huh?
That one is a pen.
It is a pen.
I only just now realized it. I'm like, what is she doing? Yeah,
Did you miss
I
when
told
we
you I
spoke
turned
about
it into
that?
a pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did miss that. Ooh, a really good spell would be turning a wand into
Nah,
a
that already
pen.
exists. One to quill. He said that one.
Yes.
Making this magical
Oh.
object into a thing that is not magical. Great
Yeah.
spell.
What about something like a
Also,
ring?
if you
which-
cast that with a wand, would the spell cast?
I was
You
going
would-
to say,
Yeah.
what
It
about
de-
some?
guess it depends on your arcane
What
foot.
about some sort of ring that when you use it, it randomly changes a non-magical item.
What?
It's a magical item.
Fucking loved that. I
What a
missed that ring
strange
so
idea.
much. I missed that ring so much. Alex is a
Unicorn?
uniwand.
It's a narwhal.
Uniwand.
A narwhal. A narwhal.
A what? Oh, a narwhal.
A narwhal.
Oh,
you have
Elsie, where'd you get that necklace?
What necklace? I haven't got a necklace.
There's a I see it. There's a like a
Nope, no.
necklace thing.
Nope.
Okay. I'll look over at
No
Velka.
necklace.
Sorry, I was in my own world. What?
Do you
Did
know where
someone
she
ask
got
me a
that
question?
necklace?
Yeah, I gave it to her.
Oh, that's nice. What is it? She won't show us.
Dagger.
Oh, cool.
Are they
Wait,
allowed
Wait, did you
do
go to
that?
town?
Uh huh.
Alright.
Do you have a problem with that?
No. Just didn't know what you've been up to the past 3 days, you know?
Well, I went to town and I got some things.
You got other things? What else did you get?
Nothing really. Some more of those like chocolate things.
Oh, yeah, very nice. Yes.
Nice. Fair enough.
It's also really fun using a teleportation cycle.
I haven't had a chance to try it yet.
Ooh, that's another
You
spell you
talked
could
to
work on. It
Veluna.
is a teleporting. Yeah,
Wait, why are you making spells?
that's what she. That's her homework.
Ew, homework. God, I'm glad I never went to school. So, what are we doing
Not.
next?
You went to school though.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
You did.
Good. Anyway.
So, what's coming up next in the old list of things?
I don't know. I mean, I guess back to Cormanthia, right?
But I am quite
You're
keen.
Going
to-
home.
well, you see, well, the mediator told me that there's a chap I'm quite interested in finding, and he set himself up in Carmanthia, a town called Teleran, and he's pretending to be me, and he's well causing a lot of trouble by the sound of it.
Why would they pretend to be you?
But I don't think he likes me
Yeah,
very
I wouldn't
much.
pretend to be you either.
But why doesn't he like you?
Well, I think I sort of knocked him out at one point. Although to be fair, he had just killed my my mentor, so I wasn't very happy with him.
Why didn't you kill
Thought
him?
of it. Pardon? You don't just kill people, do you? Although,
Yeah, I do.
But okay, perhaps that wasn't the way I was brought. I mean, at that time, I was still in the monastery, still a monk. I didn't really do that kind of thing very much. Since then, I've perhaps changed my opinion a little bit.
Yeah, I watched you burn a dude.
Yes, I've perhaps changed a bit too much in some ways. I'm trying to get a handle on that. But,
I watched you
but
attack that shooty lady.
the shooting, yes, not proud of that. But the thing is, he's causing trouble, hurting people. I'd like to stop him.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Well, if we can get teleported to Loru, why not somewhere else?
Well, we could always ask him. We don't know how far his teleport works. He's quite a powerful chap.
I am
Cool.
also interested in the Gorillium. So
What the fuck's
We
going
have-
on?
it's a new metal. Well, not a new metal, but new metal to me. Be interested in using it for
For?
weapons.
Now you're
weapon
talking
stuff,
my language.
things?
Where do we go to get it?
It's island to the north.
Do we
Of
go on a
course.
boat again?
Is that Ferron you're talking about?
No.
Oh, no,
It's still part of Fourth. It's just the northern island.
Seroth.
It's Serath. Yes.
I'm gonna have to BRB because I can't find the notes that I made, so I'm gonna have to go and find the papers.
Okay.
BRB.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna go somewhere get stabby metals, right? That's
Yeah, sharp
Plan.
things.
And then
Can I
after
have
that,
a stabby?
you already have a stabby.
You have a
don't you?
stab. Yeah, it's on around your neck.
That's not what I was talking about. Though it would be very effective at taking someone's eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like an eardrum that would go. A thin cut across the neck, but not much is really like I don't think it would be deep enough. Up the nostril
Yeah,
there.
teach me.
Reinforced with Gorillium.
Up the nostril. That'll do one. Or in the foot, you'd be surprised. The back of the
You have to
arm
teach
is a
me all
painful
this.
one.
Right in
Yeah,
between the
really
big toe and the.
Under the
toe.
nail.
No, don't. Okay. No, that one got me.
So no sharp things for you then.
No, I want sharp things.
What are you gonna do with it?
Stab people
Why?
because you do.
It's not. I do. I mean, if I had magic like you have magic, I'd be using that damn magic.
Magic is boring. It's fine.
You made a dragon come down. Like, I stab. Is there really much of a comparison between the two?
Oh, to stab.
Well, I was thinking it'd be quite nice to have a nice sharp cooking knife, actually.
I mean, I guess. For like.
So
What
They're
are
off.
we?
Where,
talking about stabbing things.
I want a stabbing knife.
Why?
Are we staying in fourth?
Yeah,
For a little
apparently
bit.
going to Seroth or like whatever the other island was.
Serath. The southern island is
Perm-
Permis.
Permis?
Permis, yeah, but I don't know what's going on there.
I mean, we can ask people, right? Does feel like a thing we
Yeah.
could do.
Yeah, but I know the metal's in the northern island, so
Yeah. Okay.
Well, why don't we ask our friend Lord? Because he's lived here a long time.
yeah, let's ask him tomorrow morning. Can head out.
Okay.
In the meantime, who wants a cup of tea?
No. Ew, I want bacon. Also, I'm going to sit here and eat these chocolates that I got.
Can I have one?
Have one, please.
But like... I mean...
Can I have one to see if I can cut it with my necklace?
Yeah. 1.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just eating. Like, there's like 20 or so in there. Another 1.
No.
No.
Well, that one, that's really kind of you. I know it's not easy
Oh.
to share, so I appreciate it. Thank
You say yeah, she's like, and like you reach for it, and it's like slowly getting further and further away. Are you sure you want one?
It's very kind of you. I wouldn't turn down such a kind offer.
Oh, good.
But perhaps I'll buy some more tomorrow and you can have one of mine.
Buy? I mean, yeah, buy them.
Hmm. I think perhaps when I buy them, you shouldn't be there.
Oh, I can't go to the jewelry store in town.
Why?
I was told not to go.
Yeah, terrible place. Anyway, so can all 3 of you, and not Unit, because I'm sure Unit wasn't very aware of it, roll me a Constitution check, please.
Of what?
Natural 20.
Dirty 20.
Constitution. That wasn't what I meant to do. There we go.
Got a surprisingly good Constitution saving
Wait,
throw.
why am I not? Is it just?
Dirty 20.
There's
You didn't
reasons,
have the
don't
chocolate.
worry.
Oh, right,
Do you just get a natty and 2 dirty 20s?
yeah. Yes, they do. Because
Yep.
they take all of the good rolls, so that when I roll,
Do you know
I
what,
roll
just-
with the
just
good.
Hey,
because you're
I
feeling
never
left
have
out.
good rolls. Thank you very
Just
much until
because
today.
everybody
Honestly, I
shut
just
up.
have a lot of good modifiers.
Everybody
Until today, when you successfully rolled like 4
shut up
times
for a
and
second.
didn't- yeah.
Just
Yeah, I
because
know.
That's true, yeah.
That never happened for me.
just because you're feeling left out, Unit can also roll a Constitution check.
Yeah. I'll roll badly, guarantee you.
Probably.
You'll roll fine, and then you just randomly throws up, even though you didn't have the chocolate.
The smell of it.
It's just an ant thing. Ant
Oh, got an 18.
There you go.
Nice.
It doesn't do
Yay!
anything, but at least it wasn't low.
That's an 18 plus 3 as well, so it's 21.
21, there you
So,
go.
all 3 of you, Unit doesn't. You might you can judge whether you even fucking notice. You're just sitting there as you've been eating this chocolate, and suddenly, like, you get like, you know, the classic. And I have no idea if it's realistic or not because it's just in films. Like the classic like LSD on screen sort of thing, where everything like the colors like splits into 3
Oh.
colors. And
Yeah.
everything gets like a weird echoey sound. You're just like, what the fuck is? Oh, what is this kind of a thing?
Well, I got a natural 20.
But whilst also, yeah, trust me, yeah, I know. Whilst also like you're feeling like kind of just a little bit drowsy, like a little bit drunk, just like what is?
Is Valka okay?
You know, if you let me keep talking, eventually you find these things out. You're sort of like a weird, drunken, like kind of tired end of the evening moment. You're still in your own mind, but you're sort of confused. And whilst you're sort of like doing this, Velka's like chomping down, and she's just like, "Oh shit!" Boom! Just hits the table.
Oh dear.
I don't think.
Oh dear. That's an interesting chocolate, isn't it? What's in
I
that?
don't think that was chocolate.
What?
Do you think he knows that Velka doesn't pay for them?
I hope. I reckon a bet. Yeah.
I reckon a bet, yeah.
All right there, Rebel.
Yes, sir. The boss wants to take some chocolates out of here.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You're looking even more pale than you normally do.
I think I'm going to have a little bit of a lie down, actually. I'll see you all later.
I'm gonna try to send a message to my.
Do it.
Oh,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Do
You
it.
can tell me whether or
Try
not this goes
texting.
through as intended or not. This is what he intends to say.
Just do it. Do
Yeah.
drunk. Do drunk.
Just like I already wrote it down. Is the thing? I can slur it. Oh, we'll see how. Messages limited 25 word. By the way. Ring safe. Think of you. Look, I'll miss you.
Did you say Velka?
And I missed you.
Oh, you said Velka, I missed you.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that
know.
would be awkward.
That's how it
Trouble,
came
I know.
across, yeah.
Velka and I, but you know that's how it sounded.
Ruh-roh.
I know.
You get a message back saying, which ones I don't actually hear most of those, saying, it seems you've had a good night. Did you really just call me Velka? Might want to check on that one before you use the, and then it just cuts off.
God damn it! I can't send another message back.
That's what you get back though. You're just sitting there and suddenly.
Oh fuck.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh no.
So you do go to sleep and have a nice long rest. You fall. Velka is like down for the count. You'd have to like carry her upstairs. She's not dead.
She can have the down. She can have the bottom bunk. I'll have
Sure.
the top bunk for once.
And you go to sleep. It's kind of like room's spinny and like you can taste colors, but like everything's fine. And then
I can take
makes fun.
pickles.
and then you do eventually all sort of very groggily wake up with, because of your high rolls, no hangovers, just a bit of like a, ooh, that was an odd one. I'll give a little bit of like context for Unit as well. You have spent another 2 days in the tower whilst they've just been sleeping. Not doing much, kind of awkwardly
2
hanging
days.
around. So you guys wake up in the
2
afternoon.
days in furniture mode.
In the afternoon. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yay.
I need to count this up because I keep notes of these things. Yeah, and it's now the afternoon. But you guys don't realize it's been 3 days. Oh, 2 days, sorry. 2 extra days.
Do I remember things?
You remember, you remember actually very competently what happened before you fell asleep, and you've actually all had some very vivid dreams. I'd say, my fucking sleeves are annoying me. I'd say, Flint, you've had some very vivid dreams, including kind of half nightmarish with the Black Knight, and seeing your kind of dad. Was it Aldore?
Of course, I know immediately his name.
Al Gore.
Aldore.
Al Gore. His name is Al Gore.
And then also you've had a little dream about like finding, a portal to the fire plane, but not being able to opening it. It's very frustrating and all this kind of stuff. Oh, right, I was close.
Tar. That's where the tar comes from in.
Yeah.
You found the fire portal, but it's closed because it's a Sunday.
Yes, honestly, yes, I'm down for that. Like, you find the fire portal, but oh no, you've come on the wrong day. You don't have the ticket. Oh, what's gone wrong? It's like one of these really crazy dreams. And then you wake up just like, no.
Express pass only?
What do you mean I need a fast track ticket?
Closed for a pass.
Etch, you have you have a crazy dream involving Veluna sinking even further into the ground, it getting even worse, it's spreading across to Kortsia, things just going absolutely insane. You have horrible dreams in there about losing all your friends, not in death, just like physically losing them, getting lost and all of this. But then it's also a weird, like, all of the enemies turn out to be like weird chicken centipede things, and also like everything's kind of just strange and a little more colorful than it usually would be. Also, everything's swishing like it's on a boat, and then you wake up very disconcerted. Elsie, I reckon you have a dream that starts off with you've woken up and like, oh, what's this? Oh yeah, look, I'm at Oggy's door. Obviously, I found him. He's here. Oh, isn't that wonderful? You walk in, you have a lovely story about how everything was just a misunderstanding. It wasn't him at the university. He's just been having a little bit of a wander trying to find his dad. No worries there, everything's good. But then it goes into one of those weird melty dreams where everything actually turns kind of horrible. His face melts away and your face melts away, and then you're in like a weird like psychedelic water ride of people's melted faces until you eventually wake up. Yeah, sorry, my brain went to a weird place. So and then you all wake
What
up.
is wrong with you?
Does Velka wake up at the same time as everyone else? Considering how much
Velka
longer
is
she had?
still asleep. She's still done, still out. When all three of you wake up at pretty much the same time.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh.
What
dear.
the hell?
Oh.
Oh,
I'd like to also
What
point
is it?
out for all three of
you're
you,
awake.
I think
all three of you
Elsie
wake. Hang on.
cried.
You all three of you wake up in one of those states where you were you're convinced for at least like a couple minutes that it was real, and then you're slowly realizing it was all a dream as you can't remember it properly.
Elsie's in floods of tears, like touching her face.
Oh dear. What's the matter, Elsie? Oh, my head. Oh dear.
My
Velka, I
face.
swear to.
Okay.
Velka's still asleep? When's she gonna sleep like a day and a half through this shit?
I'll go and slap her.
Doesn't react.
Huh?
Doesn't react. Also, she is not meditating. She's unconscious.
Oh dear.
Well, that's not good.
Oh. I think perhaps we should ask.
Well, you were asleep for 2 days. So.
I'm sorry, what?
2
days?
days.
What?
Yeah, I've been waiting here for you to wake up.
And a half.
Oh.
Oh my god.
You,
Immediately send a message to my.
That one's
Velka and I miss
Maya thinks
you.
Maya thinks that
What
you've
is-
eloped with your
Yeah.
stepdaughter.
Just
Ugh.
very pointed letters. Velka and I miss you. That's what I wanted to say. Helpful to the city. How the not duplicated. This is just me.
So that.
The Aasimar are helpful to the city. How? Bring it safe. Thinking of you.
Jeez, that is 25. She goes back and says, didn't think it was too weird. She's basically your daughter. What was going through your mind? Aasimar are fixing things and being very useful while, and then it cuts off again.
I know what spell Elsie's gonna make.
I hesitate. to
Message,
ask.
but 30 letters or 30 words.
So she's creating a spell, which means that it's just a spell that you can already do. You just have to cast twice.
It's
Yeah.
called
Like the resource.
telephone, and it's
It
like
is-
you have a telephone, but it only lasts half an hour.
Somatic component is this.
Yeah.
So it's just you just conjure a mobile phone that has like 4% battery.
Yeah, I like the idea of a spell called
But it's no,
Come
but
Again.
it's a
and
free.
you just repeat whatever the last spell was.
It's a predefined action to do the telephone one, though. I'll get to that come again. Because to do it, to be able to phone someone later, when you last see them, you have to do this. You have to do this, and then later on you can phone them.
No, you do this,
Phone
and then all of a sudden noise starts coming out of their hand, and they're like, oh.
I feel like reiterating the spell you've just done seems interesting.
Yeah, I like that idea. But I don't think I'd call it come again.
Anyway,
Quick,
you guys just
double
had
down.
horrendous, lucid dreams, partially.
Lucid dreams are made of these.
I'm gonna go try and find Lord.
He's up in his up in his tower. He's like, "Oh, you're still
Oh,
here? I
dear.
thought you left."
Hello, yes. Oh, we had some some chocolate, and it was well. Let's just say we had a bit of a longer sleep than we intended. But I don't know if you could help us at all. But you know, Velka, she's still out. I think she must have had a bit of a reaction. Perhaps she's allergic or something.
You ate most of the chocolate. You all had the one.
Well, could be that, I suppose.
Yes.
I don't know if you
Sure,
can help at
lead the
all.
way.
Pardon?
Lead the way.
Yeah, down in the down there where the what did you call them? Double decker beds are.
You go downstairs and he
Oh,
sort of
I'm
comes
still
in.
convinced those are just like teen boy racing car beds, but just
Yeah.
Sounds like I
Yeah,
like one
yeah.
of those.
He comes in and says, "So, how many of you were affected by this?"
those.
Ed's just sitting there like this when he goes in the room.
Well, I'm afraid we three all had one each of these chocolates, and we were all affected.
Do you have any left?
I don't know.
Maybe
you
No,
need to
Kevin,
recommend
no,
them.
Kevin.
You search around, and no, it's just an empty bag. Like, well,
No, it
actually,
looks like she's had them all.
he takes the empty bag and he's like, "Well, there's a little bit of something residual here. I'll go give it a look and see what's it's a firework. Let's see what's yeah, yeah." And he just walks off in his bunny
Oh,
slippers.
I'm making some coffee this time. I want coffee.
Please.
I make some very strong coffee.
I'm just now realizing how inconvenient it is to only be able to use sending once a day.
Oh yes, how are things back in Veyrun? Have you been interested?
Have you spoken to Jackson? I mean,
No.
has, how is everyone there?
Maya said that.
Wait,
the,
sorry, I want to cut in
ASMR
as well with I want my head canon, which isn't necessarily how it goes, obviously, but like my head canon is just like you go, "Have you spoken to Jackson?" And then you turn to Valko like, "I don't fancy." Oh.
Yeah.
that, Maya said the ASMR are helping the city.
Oh, that's nice.
how?
That's good. What are they doing then?
Not entirely clear. She keeps going past the word limit with the details, but apparently it sounds like they're helping in a bigger way than just helping Fryn like become used to being an ASMR.
Oh, well, that's
That's
good.
good.
I'm glad they're helping.
Yeah.
You don't sound convinced.
Oh, it's just they never. That didn't sound like their plan when we met them.
Well, they seem quite nice to me.
I don't know. I'd be interested in speaking to them again, which I can do, just in 25 words a day.
How many words would you want to use a day?
I don't know. Just be able to have a full conversation would be nice, but that's a lot. I don't think the planes work that way. At least not with this much energy. Or training. Something.
With this much training of none.
Reading. Reading is my training.
I read a thing once.
I read a thing, yeah. I read it really well too.
Yeah, I really read it so well. It was so good.
It literally inscribed itself on my brain flesh.
Cool.
Brain flesh? What?
Yep.
And added a couple
Oh,
new
no.
wrinkles. Anyway, eventually he comes. Farathul comes back now. Okay, so information. You've all been poisoned, sort of, kind of, in a way.
Okay, it's not very. Oh dear.
I'm immune.
Well, so that's the thing. It's an interesting sort of weird. I don't know. It's not a charm. It's not a poison. It's not a. Lord knows, but it is custom. There's a weird one there. So I think your sort of results have been like a weird, non quite compatible. You know, so you've kind of just gone into a weird dream state for a bit. Now, I don't know who it was for, but it can be quite, as far as I could tell, mostly assumptions, but could be quite permanent. Not death, just kind of. Well, I mean, I guess if you sleep for long enough, without any food or water, it can be quite bad. But yes, I don't know. I haven't really seen. It's sort of seemed very custom.
Custom.
Best thing is to try and find whoever made it and do an antidote. But then, Lord knows with these sorts of things. You just need to know. All you need to do, or give me if you didn't know, is what went into the creation of this, and then we just do a bit of reverse engineering.
So, Valka's poisoned.
At its basic level, yes. Rather interesting, really.
And
Yeah,
she may
well-
not wake up.
Well, I mean, if you don't sort it out, yes.
And someone's
Yes.
done this to Velka.
Well, actually, I think Velka's done it to Velka.
The
It would
I'm
seem-
already out the door. I'm leaving. I'm on my way to
Where?
town.
Where are you going?
I forget the teleportation thing and just try to walk to town.
Tele-
Yeah, she just walks. Yeah, it's the teleportation of the room. She just walks out the door, just gone. He's like, hey,
Oh dear.
does she know it'll take her about 5 days to walk there?
No.
We'll
she's
get it
not
over.
thinking.
I do
Well,
have
let
a
us-
Flint can catch up to her.
I
Flint
can
can run to her in like 2 minutes.
We'll just give her a few minutes to calm down, then I'll go and get her.
Yeah. She knows we have a teleportation circle, right?
Yeah, she's not thinking.
Oh.
But in the meantime, we're gonna have to go and find out where these came from. Is anything on the bag? Any sign where it came from?
It's just a little paper bag which had the chocolates in it. I mean, they're the same
Okay.
chocolates you got before. That's the information you have on it.
Same
I
shop-
think
where-
on, I
where
think
you-
only Flint was there with her.
Yeah.
when doing
You
it.
know those little ones you had a half of one before?
I remember, but I don't remember where we were.
We were in town.
It was in Loru, in
probably.
the markets.
Wrote it down.
when did that happen? Was
My
I?
bow staff is called
present.
Frida.
That was last session.
I know. That's when we had the half chocolate. So write it down.
Wait, I thought she'd got more chocolate since then.
Yes, she has, but it's from the same place probably.
Yeah. Yeah. You know the wishing fountain, the bead salesperson.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That area.
The whole thing.
Well, Lord's just like, I'm gonna.
Well, thank you
Go.
for that. Anyway, we'll yes, you carry on. We'll have to pop into town. We'll pass you around for another day or so till we get this sorted.
Welcome to.
Right. then. I better go and get Elsie and
Yeah, we'll wait here.
see you in a few minutes. Then I'll head off to try and catch up with Elsie.
Yeah, you just.
Won't take you that long.
Elsie, you're just stomping through the. And then suddenly there's just a. As he just stops next to you.
Hello, Elsie. How you going?
It probably surprises you a little bit, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. How dare he do this to Velka? No one touches Velka. No one.
Well, I think you're right there, but I think we should do it together because she's our friend too.
Come on,
you
then.
know.
Let's go.
Well, I'm thinking it's quite a long way to the town. Do you know how long it will take to walk there?
Nope. But let's go. If we
I'm
get
fine.
there now, if we get going now, we'll get there sooner.
Well, if you go through the teleport circle, we'll get there quicker, won't we? So let's head back. And I think there's something you're forgetting, actually. Before we go in, there's something we need, which you haven't done. We need a plan.
I have a plan.
Well, come back and tell us then. Let's head back and you can tell us all the plan, as long as there's no tigers.
Oh, we don't need tigers for this plan.
Bears! No, wait.
We don't need
Axolotls.
tigers where we're going.
We're gonna need a bigger tiger.
So you eventually yes, you
while
wander
walking
back.
back out. Elsie,
I've already
something-
turned around and started walking back.
Yeah, I'm going to keep up with you.
She's like doing a jog and you're just like doing this slow walking pace.
There is something you've got to be a bit careful about because Belka's a lovely person, but she doesn't always, sort of shop in the same way everybody else does. So she doesn't always necessarily,
Doesn't
like-
matter. No one needs to do that to her.
Yeah, but I think perhaps she may have taken the streets without
I
telling
don't
anybody.
care.
So it's not
No
actually
one
his
does that
fault.
to Velka.
I think Belka did it to Belka, to be honest. And we need his
Didn't.
help to get the
Whose side are you
antidote.
on?
I want her to get an antidote, and if we kill the person who has the antidote, then she's not going to get one, is she?
Afterwards, of course, you
Gotcha
can have a
that,
word with him,
bitch.
no problem. I'll tell you what, let's find him first and talk about it later, eh?
At this point, you walk into the
Okay.
tower.
And I walk up the stairs towards
Ready to
teleporting
go.
stairs.
Okay.
Upstairs, you hear
Alrighty.
another "Ka-da-poof" as she walks into the door. Come in.
Okay, shall we go then?
I think we should. We're going now, Elsie.
I know. I'm waiting for you guys.
The teleport circle's down here, though.
No,
Teleport
right
down-
up in his office.
I know.
It is.
No,
another
it's not.
office.
It's down here.
It is up
It is
there.
up in the office, isn't it?
It's up in the
Yeah.
office.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get Elsie to not go to the teleport circle.
The door's
Right.
open.
I'm at the teleport circle.
Uh,
Are you guys
hello.
coming or not?
So you.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, here we are. Right,
Yeah,
all together now.
Right, let's go. And I just walk through.
You don't walk
Let's
through. You
see
walk
what-
onto.
See you
Yeah,
later.
then I say this word.
Oh yeah. Do you? What's the word?
Somebody's a nimwit.
So close.
Calwyn.
You say that, nothing
Elwyn.
happens.
Calwyn's.
Elwyn is a ninny.
Ninny, that's it.
So
Calwyn. Yeah.
she
Calvin's
walks
a
straight
ninny.
on and goes, "Calvin's a ninny," and then it sort of just there's a flash of light. From Elsie's perspective, you kind of start falling like it's a vertical slide, and then it curves out,
Like you fall
launches you,
through the map.
launches launches you out the other side, and you kind of go "Wah!" out of like a wall, kind of in a little room, and just sort of fumble across the ground. You're just in a dining room, which has most things cleared to the side. From the rest of you guys' perspective, she just it just kind of dissipates into like dust.
After you, Edge.
By the time they get through the teleportation thing, I'm already out the door.
You don't even know where you're going.
I know.
Calwyn's an Eddie.
And you do the same. Wah! Wait, you can give a little acrobatics, by the way. I'm assuming Elsie. I mean, you could have done an acrobatics, but I'm pretty sure Elsie
No.
would.
No.
She just tries
Elsie-
walking out of it with
She
anger.
just full slap her face and then just gets up again.
Exactly.
22.
Yeah, you realize what's going. You launch out, do a backflip, and doof, land, and just keep going. Like, okay, let's go.
Elsie, wait!
After you, unit.
The other one is a ninny.
Same thing. Wah!
I love the way he says that.
I do too.
Just and
Actually,
Flint.
as I exit the teleporter, I'm gonna cast Wild Shape and turn into a bird.
Okay, so you just woof, you fly straight forwards at the speed of sound, straight into a wall.
It's the window.
No, use
From the window to the wall.
Walking straight.
You keep walking straight, but you're in a dining room. There's another wall, and you're going quite fast. As a bird, you kind of just pertain your speed a little bit longer
Why? Birds can
because you
stop.
have wings.
Yeah, but birds can stop.
Yeah.
Bird can stop. I've seen them fly towards my window here, and then do emergency stops.
As
really
much as I agree with
quickly.
that, there is like a you'll have
I've
to
also
you'll
seen
have to
many
give
of them
me a
smack into windows.
give
So
me
this is a Ghana, which has a wingspan of
give
like
me a perception roll because you don't know what's to the other side. You have no
That's
idea.
true,
You don't
that is
even know what's going to happen. So you're making a
Fine.
snap judgment.
That is what's my add on perception?
Ah, yes, with the
It's a
24.
24.
17
Okay.
plus 7.
Yeah, you do manage to sort of stop just before, look around and realize they've walked straight out the front door. And Flint, just before you leave, Lord Farrethall just says, so want me to look after the body?
Well, yeah, if you could keep an eye on her. I mean, hopefully we'll be back pretty soon, but yeah, be very kind. She should be okay. She's sleeping peacefully.
She hasn't eaten anything in 2.5 days. Oh yeah, also, as you slowly are walking through, you're realizing you guys are really hungry.
Really hungry.
And
Exactly.
thirsty.
Well, some of you are.
Well, some, yes.
I won't be by the end of this.
I'll try and do my best
What?
for food.
What?
She's going to turn into a werewolf and eat him.
No, she's going to steal all his other chocolates.
I really hope not. I'm going to start making a cheese sandwich
Okay,
and
well-
teleport.
Welcome. Please don't bring anything back here. There's people and fuss and yes.
Well, we'll do our very best. What was it? Kelvin is a ninny.
As you say, what was it? Going what?
Lord Farathor shouldn't be this surprised about Elsie, considering he's supposed to have researched her. He should know that this is what she's like.
Yeah. So you come out the other end. Give me an acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Would you believe it? I'd like to point out I have a +7 on acrobatics.
So you got a 9.
8.
10.
You got a 10. You do like a flip. You're like, haha, I'm going to land, and then you realize that what you were thinking was the ground as your perspective. You didn't go up. You came out sideways. So you're like, that's actually the wall. So you just go, whee, bonk.
Like
Yeah,
cheese sandwich.
you do a perfect landing on the wall, and then you
Yes,
just
that's the
slide
wall.
down.
You're like, help.
Maybe one of those perspective changes they're doing.
No, I've got an even better idea. I've got an even better idea. It's the sidewall, so you land perfectly and get running to, keep going, catch up with the group, and then you realize you're running around the side of a building. Uh-oh, bonk.
I'll be okay for 6 seconds.
Kind of Looney Tunes.
You
like,
run
cloud of-
around, then
of
you-
smoke in
you're
the
like-
shape of Flint.
You run around, you're like, oh, I better jump over this. That's odd for there to be a hole in the ground. Oh, wait, that's a door.
You actually jump over it several times before you realise you're like, hang on, lots of holes in the ground here.
They're just like skid marks
Why is
around
there a
the
table on the wall? What kind of a use is that? Fonk hits the ground.
Oh, ow! So step
And
out the
there's
door,
also a
very-
bird just sitting on the floor.
A bird.
Yes. It's a,
Oh.
what's it called? What do we call it? What kind of bird is it?
Oh, what a gannet.
A gannet, that's the one. We
Gannet.
called it
I
a
don't think I've ever
Caramanthian
seen
gannet.
I've never seen you turn to a gannet, have I?
Yes, you have.
Yeah, you
On
have.
the boat.
On the boat, yeah.
Yeah.
On the boat.
On the boat, that's right. Yeah. So I recognise you. Yeah.
Oh, wait, it wasn't.
I'm actually perched on one of the
It was,
chairs.
it was a something else gannet.
Oh,
What did I
oh, Unit, come on, let's go. I'll open the door for you.
It's a Ferron gannet?
Farron gannet. Those are some heavy notes if they're making a clinking
No,
sound.
there's just a plate on top of my nose.
Yes, I'm very aware it's actually a plate. He's just using stone tablets to make his
So,
notes.
so we step outside, and where are they?
Probably just running off ahead. There's a fairly open street. It's not as crowded as it could be. It's the outer edges. You have no idea. You have no perspective about where in the town you are. It's just a road. Like, imagine you were just put into a road in your city. You'd be like, yep, this is a road.
Yeah,
But you can see them running off into the distance in just a direction.
Oh, I'll follow on. I'm not at the moment. I'm more interested in catching up with them.
You can catch
in
up.
finding
I'm
the
pretty
guy.
sure by flying, a unit can catch up.
Yeah, probably.
I'm just like, Elsie, we don't know where we're going. Neither of us do. Come on, slow down, wait for somebody. I don't know.
I'm gonna find him.
How?
I will. I know where he is.
Where?
Somewhere here.
So I shall catch up, hopefully.
Oh yeah, you
Oh.
definitely do.
So where Elsie, where are you going?
To find him.
She has no idea.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's interesting.
Then a bird just
Hmm.
lands on Edge's
I
shoulder.
have no idea.
I'm going to drop back to where Etch is, which is presumably behind Elsie.
Yeah.
Etch, I think I know where he is because Velcro and I had a couple of chocolates off a chap in the marketplace. But I'm not sure I really want Elsie to find him just yet. Because I'm afraid that if he does anything dramatic, we may not get a cure for Velka. So if you keep going this way with her and make sure she's all right, I'm going to head into the market.
All right. I'll keep her distracted.
Hopefully. So at this point, I'm going to say to Unit, Unit, can you fly up and see if you can see where the market is from here?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
What you mean is, yeah.
God.
Although I'm pretty sure you can still nod.
Yeah.
So you go woo straight up, and I mean I can't be bothered with like specifics and
And if we use like a,
but like
assuming you like a vulture is like maybe equivalent size.
I don't remember. I
Yeah,
think I said you had like a one and a
A 1 meter wingspan.
It's
one
quite
and a half
it's quite
meter wingspan. Like
It's
you
a
were quite
reasonable
large,
size.
yeah.
Isn't it?
You go straight up in the air and cruise around a little bit, and yeah, you can gather that you were on the southern side of the town, quite near the edge. So if you walked in direction, you'd eventually just sort of get to the town center, sort of working out a little bit.
So I shall wait for him to come back and tell me.
So all the bird beasts have keen sight and smell advantage on wisdom perception check. So
The birds have good smell.
Could I have also given Flint one of our mouth pendant things before they ran
I
off?
mean, Elsie has.
I'm holding on to
Oh,
both of
then
them right
in
now.
which case, sure, yeah.
I don't even know what the mouth pendant thing is.
We had them when did we
the amulet amulet.
The one
In courts, yeah.
That's right, in courts here when we were doing the original.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you've lost your hat.
It keeps happening, and it's
Unbelievable.
annoying me.
Keeps happening. So, yes, you come back down to Flint and evidently give the info. Well, just for the last few minutes of the session, what does Etch say to Elsie? How's that conversation going on?
It's like, if you slow down, then we can figure it out together. Just knowing she's not going to listen, just trying to talk some sense into her.
I don't need to figure it out. I've already got it figured.
Here's a fun
Then share with the class, please.
Here's a fun thing. In fact, you know what? To keep my streak of having not rolled a single dice this entire session, Elsie, can you roll a d4?
1.
Okay, fine. In terms of Flint and Unit, you need to go north, and she's going north.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not never NESW. That's a 1. She's going the right direction.
In that case, I'm gonna go sideways to a parallel road. Hopefully, it's a parallel road.
Oh
So
yeah,
I can
there's
go past without actually going past. So I'll go in the same direction.
Would I see them going in the same direction?
Well, you wouldn't see me.
You'd
but-
see
I
them
would
cut
tell you.
off through.
I would tell you because we've got the mouth. I mean,
Oh, right. I'd be like,
Okay.
Elsie, I think I see a guy selling chocolate over here. Just to the east.
I'm sure it's this way.
Son of a-
Well, there they
I'm gonna
go.
Head in.
They're-
This,
I think
I'm gonna
they're
head
running
in
off.
quick.
They're leaving.
You can try a persuasion.
Sure.
Which is
Can I-
countered by an insight.
I'll try to persuade Elsie that the guy who's definitely not selling chocolate over there is a guy selling chocolate over here.
Although I feel like you're not gonna. She's got the charisma for an insight.
Yeah, that's more of a deception, though, isn't it?
I mean,
It
does
doesn't
she
matter
currently
either way,
have the
it's a plus
perception for
1.
Insight? She's not really paying
11?
attention. Oh,
18.
Yeah, you know he's lying.
I don't know what you're trying to do, Etch, but I'm gonna go find him.
Just wait, there's another 5 seconds.
what?
What?
I think he wants
So we
to
can-
end
And
the
that's where
episode.
we'll end the session with you guys running through. I just feel like that's a great little ending. Uh-oh, with spaghetti toes.
Oh dear.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So we'll have to pick up on that again next week. Is what it is. You can't. And I know Greg has that phrase, but you just have to wait for the week.
Oh dear.